So I get like thousands of messages of people being like, your content is not very conservative of you. You post a lot about partying and drinking drugs and sleeping with guys. You really should post that. It makes you look bad. I'm never going to stop posting that. And I think you should all shut up. And if you don't, I'm going to fuck your dad. I'm going to fuck your dad. He's going to leave your mom. I'm going to be your new fucking mom. Then I'm going to take your fucking phone away so you can't send dumb shit like that.
And I don't really know full fledged that he actually slept with Emily. I watched Emily hit on him, and I watched like Savannah break it up. And then I went up to her and said, "Hey, that's not your fault. Sorry, Sap got all crazy on you. Like, sorry, Sap got all crazy on you. You didn't know he was married. That's not your fault." And apparently, whatever happened, alleged incident happened after that, after she got finger banged by somebody else in the lobby. I don't, I can't blame Elijah for all that. And I sent that to Christian. I was like, just so you know, like, I'm not sticking up for anybody. I don't know if it did or didn't happen, that they had sex or whatever. I said, but I can tell you this. She did know he was married. She 100% knew because I'm the one that told her. So
Yeah, he's a degenerate. He obviously fucked this girl. Like, I really care about that. My main the reason I made this room is because I hate what Christianity has done with confession. I absolutely despise it. And this is something that has kind of grown on me, just how bad it is. I mean, it was really bad when they privatized it, right? Where, in the early church, confession used to be something you did before you walked in. You used to like do it publicly, and it used to be in front of your church peers, and it would hold you accountable for the sins that you've committed. And then it got privatized. It got privatized where now it's between you and a priest and nobody else. And then it got privatized further in the Protestant Reformation, where now you don't even have a priest. It's just between you and God in like your room. And I can't even explain to you how pathetic this is. I mean, it completely gets rid of the entire point of what repentance is. The idea that it's just between you and God, and there's no social accountability for it, is terrible. And I think it's one of the main problems with the culture is nobody is accountable for any of the secret bad decisions they make.
That's one of the reasons, like, they kind of, I don't know if they, but like people promote like big weddings with family and stuff because, like, you're also liable to like your families that you're getting married in front of your community, right? Versus like just getting like married in court, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So assuming, sorry, I've had a little bit to drink. So I'm assuming we're not talking about the thing that we were talking about, right?
No, because there's too many people here. But
that's
this
fine.
kind
That's
of goes
fine.
back to it. I mean,
well,
this does kind of go back to it.
No,
If
I'll respect it. I won't talk.
Okay. If you're not going to let people know who follow you about major sins that you've committed, I think that in itself is a sin. I think that's extremely problematic. People expect from you some honesty when you open yourself up to social media and to this new dimension, and you have followers, and you have an obligation to be honest with your followers.
I 100% agree with that. As a matter of fact, I've had conversations with people saying the best thing that you could do is own whatever mistakes you've made, own them publicly, and tell them why you made them, and that you're making a conscious effort not to repeat those things. That has been my advice, and that's exactly what I said about like the Herschel Walker campaign too. It was like he should have just owned that. He should have just said, "Hey, I'm like, that was me, and I'm trying to be a better person, and I regret it deeply." Randy Weber's done that. And he does it all over the place whenever he's on any shows or anything like that. That's the way to go.
If the only people that you're repenting to is God, and Christ, like, you're actually not repenting at all. Part of the repentance process is to make amends and to carry out the form of repentance in your actual life and who you're around. And this is why I think I'm using the early church as an example, but it's for a wider concept that affects everything that we're talking today. Public repentance is so important. Communal accountability is so important. and we really need to get back to that because
we
we're just
can
going to
do
keep
that
seeing the same problems
within
our little realm, right-wing realm, by holding each other accountable and telling some of these people they need to be honest with their followers about where they fucked up.
Like,
is there a statute of limitations to this?
What?
What'd you say?
Is there a statute of limitations to this?
What do you mean?
Like, let's say whatever alleged impropriety happened more than 3 years ago. Kind of like crimes. If it's more than 3 years for a lot of crimes.
I would think it matters when you became like a e-celeb, right? So like if this sort of thing happens while you're like becoming while you're some sort of like icon or e-celebrity or public figure, then it kind of matters to your followers. But if it's something that happened in your private life before you became, whether it's religious or political, then it kind of doesn't matter.
I think that's a good point. I think there is a natural statute of limitations. Like there's a point in which you can't have everyone forgive you for something because it's so irrelevant now. So much time has passed, or people's opinions are already set in stone, or what you did was so bad. And obviously, in those extreme cases, I think that you need to just forget and move on. But I mean, if you do something really bad and you're not trying to make amends for it in the here and now, that's very problematic. I mean, you're not doing anything good, I don't think.
I think my biggest problem is like these people do these things, and at the same time, I look at their feeds, and they're like preaching God and how like holy they are now, and like they're grifting off like going to church, and then like a week later, I hear, oh, you cheated on your wife, or oh, you assaulted somebody, and then they're posting like selfies in church, and I'm like, these people are fucking garbage. It just nothing makes me more upset. It'd be different. It'd be different if they were degenerates and they weren't also saying this stuff at the same time.
When Paul became a Christian, he let every single one of the apostles know that he was the one who killed all of their brothers. Like he let them all know. He didn't like hide from his past. He overcame it. He became a different man, but he never, hid from his past.
Wow, did you see the quartering just now?
What?
The quartering's tweet just now?
Here's something I want to say, though, guys. Listen.
But he had to gain their acceptance and forgiveness first. Like,
put it up. Let's see.
Hold on, guys. Wait 1 second. There is something to be said for, yes, I feel like there's a lot of people out there LARPing and who on the regular are sinning and saying they're saying I'm going to church and I'm doing this and be a righteous person, and they're not living it. I think there's a lot of people out there. I also think that I see a lot of people out there who are actively trying to be good people and go to church and believe those things, and then falling short here and there. And I think that there's both happening at the same time, and you can't lump them in.
Cheating on your wife is not falling short.
I am not saying that. I'm saying there's other people. I'm not.
Yeah, Luca finds it admirable.
No, I'm not.
I gotta say, I just want to say, as the secularist,
I just want
to say, as the secularist hippie in this space, I think it's pretty dope. He banged her 4 times.
Four times in one night. I have
4
to
times.
admit,
this guy's a stud.
That's probably not even true, and I'll tell you why it's probably not even true.
I mean,
I'm gonna reach out for comment. Don't worry,
I couldn't believe I couldn't believe when I read it that was included. All I could think was like, they want me to hate Elijah. This motherfucker's alpha. This guy's
is Christian Walker lying? Is he lying about that, Lisa?
I don't know what I don't.
Okay, look. Obviously, I disagree.
No, there's nothing alpha about violating your covenant with your wife. That's disgusting. It's fucking disgusting.
Right. Obviously,
Lisa says she doesn't know, but she's also like dropping names for some reason in the previous space.
I'll tell you what I do know. You know what? Fuck it all. I'll tell you what I do know. I do know everybody was a turning point. I do know that this freaking girl, Emily Saves Freaking America.
Oh my God.
Hold on. I'll
name? Oh no, Lisa.
Emily Saves America.
The whole name, her at?
I don't give a fuck. I don't like this girl.
Yo, so Emily Saves Elijah.
All right, shut up, Spencer.
Do you want to hear what happened? So this is what happened. So we go to a bar, and I remember because I was sad that my boyfriend cheated on me.
Actually,
just
a lot.
Listen.
Shut up.
So I was sad that my boyfriend cheated on me. So I was like all crying. I'm standing next to Elijah. I'm in a bad mood, right? And so Sav comes up and she starts talking to me. Elijah goes and sits down at a table by himself. Emily Saves America, or USA, or whatever the fuck her name is, goes up and starts flirting with him hard, putting her hands on his chest, all that. Savannah Hernandez jumps in the middle of the two and was like, he's fucking married, blah, 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 starts popping off, right? So I go up to the girl. I never knew her before. I go up to the girl and I said, hey, sorry about that. Sav's a little bit of a hothead. She didn't know,
That's a good move on Sav.
I was like, you didn't know that she was married. This is not your fault. Whatever. Okay. Now, a half an hour, 45 minutes goes by. Sav's walking out of the bathroom. This girl decides to pull Savannah's hair and swing on her. So Sav goes to swing back. I jump in the middle.
I don't give a shit. Like, I don't give a shit about all this girl shit. Okay. The fact is that, Adam was held accountable for Eve's sin. Like, he was held accountable. The man is the one who's the most accountable in this situation. And I think that he clearly gave in to temptation, and that's dishonorable.
Gay.
You're gay. Story so gay. Shut up.
Please. Can I
Let her finish her story.
First of all, they were
I'm
only
hard to
sitting at a
contribute to the
table.
story
He didn't
because-
kiss her. He didn't touch her. She put her hands all over him. Okay?
Lisa, can you please continue about the...
Let me just fucking
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
I swear on my children, this is what I know of the entire story.
This was happening. And Sav decks the way Sav runs up and shoves this bitch out of the way was great. And then Elijah's face of shock, and he's like, what? And then he just leaves. But what I wanted to point out is his willingness.
They were just turning her on even more.
Oh my God, can I just finish the story? Because there's way more to it, okay? So let me finish it.
Based.
So everybody gets kicked out. We go to another bar. She goes back to the hotel lobby and is getting finger blasted, and it's on video by a 19-year-old with blonde hair in the middle of the lobby. In the middle of the lobby.
Trey?
Yes, that was Trey. Okay, so she's having that happen.
Emily saves Trey.
They get it on videotape, right? They get it on videotape.
She's not saving any families. That's
blah, 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 blah. I don't know the rest of the freaking...
She gets fired. You gotta mention that.
She leaves, and that was the end of the night as I knew it. Now, the story goes later that night, she called Elijah crying because she got caught getting finger blasted in the middle of the fucking lobby. and then he supposedly comes and rescues her. But he never, he would have told me if he slept with her. I don't think he did. So that's where this comes from.
No,
I love that Lisa is out of breath.
Stupid.
No, it's not.
I don't think he did.
Shut up, Luca.
I'm sorry.
Awesome.
You're just a stupid woman. The guy obviously slept with her. Okay, that's what every guy does.
Luca, what are you so mad about? Luca, we know it's wrong, okay, but 4 times in one night, my goodness.
And yeah, 4 times in one night after. By the way, it was like 2:00 in the morning. Okay, that she was getting. Actually, it was probably like 1 in the morning.
I don't believe you. I don't believe.
Wait, guys. Right? So I think
we don't know what she put in his drink. It could be like rhino horn from China, and it could have been Cialis. Like we don't. Maybe she's used to this, you know. I mean, she was certainly used to getting around with other people.
I just don't think that part's true. Did she flirt with them? Yeah. Did she try to get with them? Yeah. Did she get finger blasted?
Have you asked him about it?
Yeah, and he told me he didn't.
Have you asked her about it?
Wow, that's crazy.
I don't talk to her.
That he did.
I'll ask her about it.
I don't talk to her like that.
They just slept in the same room together, right? That's all.
Yeah. We just slept under the covers, but nothing actually happened.
Yeah.
I mean, all I learned in this whole thing is like, do not fuck. Do not.
You know, I'm so fucking sick of this. Okay, you know exactly what's going on. You're just friends with this fucking guy. You need to stop being so dishonest. Maybe you're just dishonest yourself. But you're being. I know that you're an honest person. You're being fucking dishonest right now, and I can't stand it.
She's telling.
Hold on.
No. She's telling the truth of the story, Luca.
This is what I saw with my own eyes. I saw.
But that's not the question. The question is not your own eyes.
Everything.
She can't answer that. She can't answer things that she didn't see.
No. It's not. Listen, no. It's about here's the thing, Lisa. Under God, you hand to God. You honestly believe, if you had to put it all on the line, that you think he didn't sleep with her. That's what you think. Honest to God, you would bet your life and your family.
I swear to you on everything I love, I say it's 50-50. And the reason I say...
Now it's 50-50.
Yeah.
The reason I say that, the reason I would say that is because half the time everybody thought Elijah was gay.
Right.
Elijah used to.
I mean,
thought Elijah was
he could
gay.
still be gay. That doesn't,
Lisa, I gotta
This is
follow
so
up.
pathetic.
I gotta follow,
This is
Lisa.
the most
I gotta follow
pathetic
up.
I've ever seen you.
Luca, I gotta follow up. Lisa, do you know where this Emily woman is?
She's on Instagram. It's Emily Saves America.
I know who she is.
She ain't
There's something to
saving any
say
babies,
about
She's
man.
how
she's
Saving
very
any marriages.
conventionally attractive.
She's very typical right wing
Beautiful.
boomer bait.
She's very hot.
I'm not a
Yeah,
I'm not a fan, like she's very
And
like
she's very morally compromised.
she's
Yeah,
very
but
spoken
okay,
Many
straight
such
up and
cases.
down,
Many
like
such
Luca,
cases.
there's
Luca,
no
I'll be very honest, man. Like if you're saying that you're a certain type of person, and then you go and cheat on your wife. I've never had a wife and never cheated on a wife.
Yo, I
I've
think
had a
cheating is
girlfriend.
the
I've
most
never cheated on my
repulsive thing
girlfriend.
ever.
I mean, cheating on somebody and being in this sort of sector, I think, is sort of like disqualifying. But whatever. At the end of the day, 4 times in a night. I mean, it's unreal. The details we're getting, the fucking Kino is
Doesn't that
overflowing.
make it at least 10% better? Like there's a little bit of redeeming. Like if you're gonna cheat, you might as well do it 4 times in one
First
night.
of all, no. I really don't think he slept with her. I really don't. Like that,
I don't care. I don't give a shit. It's such like through your teeth. Like don't give me that shit.
Well, Luca,
I just want to
what's
add one thing here, and it's that Elijah was actually putting a lot of people in a compromised position because at this bar was a lot of people who were friends with Elijah and worked with Elijah, and he was getting intimate with this girl, very close, very like
he was getting
he
intimate
was
with
get,
him.
Yeah, but like that's not appropriate. Like, how are you going to do that
no,
in front
I
of your
it was totally
friends? How are you going to do
inappropriate.
that in front of
And
people? It's
you don't
just, it's
understand
insane.
how many people were there. Everybody was there. I actually made fun of his producer because I was across the table.
So, the problem was that he was getting hit on and he kind of let it happen a little bit. Is that what you're saying?
No, the fact
Yeah.
that he was so bold to do this in front of all of his friends who know his wife and behave like this.
First of all,
Oh, right.
hold on. He was half slurring his speech.
Like
God,
Lisa
how
knows
many
his
fucking
wife.
excuses are you gonna make?
I'm not
Sav,
Lucas
Sav,
so
first,
angry.
think about what Sav did here, guys.
Like it's
I
Sav's
love
decking
seeing
this girl.
Lucas so
Sav's
angry
best
at
Well, I
friend.
am
He's like,
angry because I have respect for Lisa, and she's honestly losing a lot of my respect right now. I'm gonna be totally honest with you.
so like I love that.
Her goal in life, Lucas respect.
Hold on. I love that like Sav did what she did because I kind of have the same story from this weekend. I was at a Christmas party for Young Republicans in Dallas, and I was hanging out. My buddy went to go to the restroom, and me and his girlfriend were chatting. It's like girlfriend of 3 years, and this guy walked up, and it was like, "Excuse me, I have to hit on your friend," and starts like flirting with her. And I literally was like, "You need to go fuck off, bro. Like, get the fuck out of here." And she kind of just lets me go at it for a while. He's like, "What's your problem?" I'm like, "She's taken. Like, fuck off." And he starts laughing. He's like, I'm sorry. Like, we're friends. She goes, "Tony, chill out. Like, it's cool. We're friends." And then Charlie, my buddy, comes back. He's like, "Oh, sorry. Yeah. He's a friend. And she was like, "Oh, I so appreciate that you like do that even when he's not
That's
around."
a good prank. I like that prank.
It is a good prank, but it's like, this is how your friends should behave. When you see somebody that's like, when you see your buddy that's like drunk or incapable of like handling himself or being hit on, like your friend should step in and like take control of that situation. So it's
How about
Savannah doing this is like really honorable. And the fact that like
drunk.
that's stupid, Luca. But anyway, so
No,
like
it's not stupid.
it is stupid
No,
because
it
it just
fucking
happens. Like it is stupid. But
Wait,
like,
what? I don't understand. What did
he
Lucas
said,
say?
don't get drunk.
Well,
I
what
mean,
is this?
that's actually
Wait,
not a bad point at all.
who is this fucking?
How is that a bad point?
Who is this Xavier going full?
I didn't say don't drink alcohol. I said don't get drunk. Don't become a sly. If you have such terrible self-control that you lose all of your discernment as a man when you get drunk, don't get drunk.
100%.
Okay, yeah, you're okay. I agree with you on that. I thought you meant. I just took it as like don't drink, but yes, I agree with you. Don't get drunk. Yes.
Xavier's going
Well, no,
hard.
some people, if they have fucking one drink, they can't. They have to keep going. So,
Yeah,
like,
well,
for
yeah.
some people, they
And
just
then don't start drinking. But that's
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah, exactly.
Lisa, who's Xavier? I mean, he's dropping fucking nuclear waste in the jumbo.
Oh yeah.
Wait, who's this?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I mean-
Boom.
Oh, this dude's got like 50K followers. He's a TPUSA, so he was probably there that night.
Sydney,
Oh, that's
Sydney Watson
the
saying
guy.
she's having a
He
really
runs.
good night.
Sorry, he runs this grift organization very similar to TPUSA, where they also run off of e-girls. I talked
America
to some
First
of his
Policy.
no. Well, maybe it's changed since, but I can't remember the name. But it is another
Double
grift
D
organization.
This is why people like me don't go to these conventions.
Not
Okay.
R&R.
you go to these conventions, you're gonna try to get set up, drugged. Next thing you know, they get you on
That's
tape.
not how
It's
it
all
Well, you know,
happens.
Tom, I gotta say,
Tom's like, if I go there, I'll be the belle of the ball. They're
were
tossing me
talking
around
about,
like a
like,
I
rag
ain't
doll.
going. I'm not going.
You're not going to AmFest? We're not all
Election,
going to AmFest?
gonna go.
No.
Anyone
I'll
here
go with
going?
my own security team
I'm
one
going.
day, speak on stage. And
Nuance,
then
you're
And I
going?
was just looking.
Yeah, I'm going.
Even though I'm probably
Well, I was
blacklisted,
looking
I'm
at
going.
people
Wait,
hyping it up, and I was just thinking, like,
Nuance.
a lot
Who
are
are you
you? A
kidding?
lot are you
I'm
going?
it doesn't
blacklisted.
matter if you win or lose. You're gonna go party. These
Well,
people are gonna have weird sex with each
I'm not
other
going to get
at a
into
bar
it.
in
Wait,
Phoenix. You know, they're all gonna go down there and hit.
Lisa, are you going?
hey, Spencer, nobody cares. Hey, a lot, are you going?
Nah.
Oh, never mind.
Well, Alad's actually blacklisted.
I'm not actually
Oh,
blacklisted.
you're
My
not?
boss is a speaker. I could get in if I wanted.
Wait, Tim Pool's there?
Yeah, he's speaking.
that's
Oh.
how I know I shouldn't go. Tim Pool's there. That's the last. That's how I needed to know. That's all I need to know.
The
Oh,
reason
God.
The same guy that put
Tim
Milo
doesn't
on.
go to
Yeah,
these things.
that guy. The
That's
guy that
actually
puts
Can I
kind
say
of
something
Milo
else?
on.
That's a little unrelated to this.
Fuck that guy.
I am so happier. I'm so much happier with these little, like, smaller spaces. I feel like when we start getting like 1,000, 3,000,
Yeah.
100 people, like over 100 people, we feel like this weird obligation. Everybody else feels this weird obligation to like feel
not
serious
fat.
and like
You have an
talk
audience.
about what these fucking idiots want us to talk about, and like
You gotta-
I'm sick of it. Like
Well,
I'm
No,
honestly
so
sick of it.
I
Lisa,
agree.
Lisa,
That's
I
why
started that room with purpose and intent earlier. You know, not to fuck off. You know, so but we can only do that for so long, and then at some point, yeah, you know, it's time to go to the bar. And
No,
have a
I
drink and
agree. I
forget
think
about it, right?
there's a time and a place to do like the more official spaces.
I
They
agree.
get the big numbers and stuff, but then it's like you want to chill. You make a space titled like making chili tonight.
Private
Like,
confession is terrible.
I'm just
Rants
I'm
on
just so
religion.
glad we're not talking about fucking elections.
Me
Holy
too.
shit.
And I'm
Well,
sorry, but
just
like
leave that shit to me. I'll handle that. You know, but we had 1,600 people in there at one point, so
no,
yeah, it is what
we've
it
been
is.
making some quality spaces. I'm not gonna like say we're not, and I do appreciate them for that. But like we've been doing that for weeks now. I mean, we've had a couple with 3,000 plus in them, and
Yep.
honestly, like it's exhausting. Can we just once in a while like switch back to this? Because I like this better. I'd rather have 2 people in here talking about the shit that I want to talk about. You know, I just can't do the same topics all the time. Anyway,
So you're
that's
saying
all.
I gotta get to 5,000 people is what you're saying, Lisa? Before I'm big shit, is that it?
No.
Yo,
no.
Elon, what are you doing now that retarded imp from Pennsylvania got elected to Senate? Do you have a job anymore? I mean,
Well, I
Did
mean,
you
I was
just
covering the
bring it
runoff.
back to freaking election, Spencer? Go away.
He
Get
can't.
And there we go.
No, we're not talking about elections. Anyway,
Yeah.
so
no, I was talking about what Elon's doing now.
I'm looking for more scoops. There's been a lot
Still
of like
working for the
Iran
Beanie
stuff.
Man.
There's been a lot of Iran stuff, and there's always kind of protests happening. There's just more action during elections. So
True.
you know, I don't know. Maybe I should start a live show. I don't know.
Maybe you should.
Maybe.
Lisa, would you be my co-host?
Sure.
Oh, Lisa,
I need a hot
like
chick.
that. That's how
oh dude, that would
That
be
easy,
Wait,
awesome.
Lisa, you actually want to know something?
I thought
funny?
I
I've
had
been trying to
intellectual
talk-
property rights
Wait.
to you, Lisa. What happened?
Wait, Lisa, I've been trying to talk Sav into doing this with me for like 3 months, and she won't do it.
She's a smart girl.
I'm gonna try to pitch to Tim, and then have Tim call Sav because she won't say no to him. So
What do you do, Elon?
She won't say no to him. What are you alluding to there?
No, that's not true. I mean, Sav wants something regular and consistent. She wants to just do on the ground reporting. She does not want to do shows. She doesn't want to really give commentary. She doesn't like it. We've had these conversations, her and I, over and over
A
again.
lot. Does your last name mean Elahenu?
it's Eliyahu. It's like Eliyahu on a V. I don't know. Google it. Wikipedia will
means
probably tell
money
you something
changer.
better.
Hey, I just want to pour one out for Elijah's wife tonight. I mean, what is this? 2 or 3 times? Like
Jesus.
4 at least.
Wait, no. Wait, guys. That's not true. It's not 2 or 3 times. It's the same one that just keeps getting brought up over and over again.
No,
So-
but it was 4 times.
Can someone run me through the time?
Is grabbing a breast without permission that's not your wife's, is that considered cheating?
Oh my god.
ask Peter
Yeah.
Griffin. I don't know.
Current.
What if you're a
know-
gynecologist? Is that cheating if you have to do it for your job?
What made Christian Walker go?
What if you're being held at gunpoint
Yo,
by a robber?
Elijah
and he's
attacked
grab
Christian.
my
Elijah was
accomplice's
talking
boobs.
shit about Christian.
Shut up. Elad, what are you saying?
Somebody asked why this started, and it was because Elijah was originally saying like, "Oh, Herschel Walker's son's a dumb idiot," and like cost us the seat or something. And
Yeah, he shouldn't have. Elijah should have known.
It was out of nowhere, kind of.
Why did he want that fight? I mean, I don't even think that. I don't think that's true.
Because attacking people gets you like likes and follows.
Yeah, but you
Also-
can't throw stones if you've got questionable shit going on. Like I totally think it was.
Yeah, but if the questionable shit isn't true, then you can throw those stones.
But even a good take.
Right.
I mean, I don't even.
Yeah, but it's true though. So
I mean, did Christian really cost him the election? Like the only people who knew about it were autists on the internet.
Yo, guys, I actually think this is kind of an indictment to all the other people
Luca,
who knew
would
about
you agree
this
that
and
all the
haven't said
involved
anything,
parties
and it was
in this,
inevitable that it would come out
interaction
too.
ought
When
to be
everyone speaks, no one gets heard.
Elon
brought
is
into a
he's saying that people who knew and didn't speak up are.
Michael, what are you fucking saying?
Would you agree that all the individuals involved with this Elijah Schaffer nonsense ought to be brought into a town square and whipped?
Oh, this is boring.
I
Yes.
don't know if it's necessarily
Michael.
the responsibility for people outside the relationship to kind of report
Current,
on
I
this.
need you to
like-
understand.
Dude, do you know how many people
everybody
have
was
that
there.
one right
Like,
No, it's
this was
public,
in
it's
front
public.
of
Yeah, no, it
everybody,
should,
and this wasn't the first time Elijah's
under,
behaved like.
yes, to answer your question, Michael, the magistrate should administer capital punishment on all the afflicted parties.
Don't you go throwing stones either, because I got some.
Oh boy! Oh
You know
no!
what I mean?
Lisa's gonna drop the hot stuff on
Lisa,
Elijah.
no.
Lisa,
Oh boy!
Lisa, drop whatever the fuck you want. I didn't
Yo!
cheat on my fucking wife. Go drip, drip, drip. I'm not ashamed of anything. I'm not some Christian.
I don't know
I'm
a
not some
lot.
family
You
man.
might-
I'm not married.
maybe,
Go, Lisa. Say everything and get the good stuff into, or I'm gonna say it now. So you say it.
I'm just saying.
No, say it. Say it, or I'm
No,
saying it.
Lisa,
no,
he's
I'm
gonna
not saying.
saying
I'm
no
saying
balls.
don't
Go
go throwing
ahead.
stones
Who do you
either.
think you are, Lisa? What the fuck are you? What? Say it.
Lisa, he's making
know
you his
exactly what I'm
bitch
talking
right
about.
now.
Yeah, and you're
Lisa,
trying to
he's
leverage that against
he
me?
put
Are
his
you
nuts
kidding?
on the
not letting-
table
Holy
right
shit,
now,
Elon
and
is
he's like,
saying-
"What?"
I'm saying that just like everybody does things that are.
Lisa,
that
Lisa,
I
are you
don't live in
backing
a
down?
ghetto.
He's
character
fucking put
for
his
them,
nuts on
and
the
I don't think
table.
that
But
you
call
should-
him out.
Oh
Let's
my
go.
God.
Elad, I respect that. You just owned Lisa.
Dude, someone check on Lisa.
I'm here.
She's already
responding to
dead.
My co-host invite. Listen, Alad, I love you. I stick up for you all the time. But there are things that everybody does that is out of character. Like the
I
time I got
stand
fucking.
by all of my actions.
Listen, I'll own mine too. Everybody knows I hold myself to a freaking high standard. I've done some questionable things. We could talk about fucking the time I got fucking drunk at the. Somebody drugged me. But I acted reprehensibly.
Lisa, these aren't
Oh, okay.
comparable.
So-
Lisa, why aren't you? Hold on. Alad literally just gave you license to say
Not gonna
whatever you
out
had
me
on him,
publicly.
and you
No,
didn't
Lisa,
do
you're
it.
right.
And he's like, "Well,
You
I'm
said
going to
you
say." So
had
Alad,
dirt. Lisa,
hold on, Alad. She's not saying it. So now you said you would say it. Go ahead.
Lisa, the one time you've ever done something wrong, it was because someone else drugged you. That was definitely the
No,
only
I've done
time you've
Oh,
ever done
oh my God.
But that hot tub party, that was bad. And that was
Oh, that was-
honestly,
You know what I was doing that whole time? I was like flicking my knife open and closed, like for like an hour, just watching.
Yeah,
all
you
that.
have autism.
Yeah,
You literally have
yeah.
autism.
It's funny how accusations are leveled, and then a man stands up. He puts his chest out
No,
and
I
says,
was
"Go
never
ahead,
gonna
fucking say it."
what happened
And it's
because
crickets.
It involves both of us. I'm
It's
just
crickets.
saying.
Oh no,
He
Lisa!
said, "Say it." He said, "Say it."
No.
Elad, you said you would say it, so she didn't say it. Now it's your
I
turn.
feel like
Go ahead.
Lisa's gonna accidentally say it. Like she just doesn't
She
know how
already
to keep her
kinda
mouth
did
shut.
a
She just
little
keeps
bit.
talking, and then
But-
she just drops names and.
No, I didn't. There's so many things that I keep very close to my chest. There's lots of stuff. I just think that
But
the
they kind of
whole-
slip sometimes, you know.
Well, I just think that the whole thing is like, I don't think Elijah should have attacked Christian. I don't think Christian should have ran his mouth. I do think Emily is an issue in general.
An
And-
issue.
And that's
Holy shit.
It's
I
so
do. I think she's
pathetic.
an
No,
issue.
this is
He's
so
not
pathetic.
saving any
So
marriages,
pathetic.
that's for sure.
Oh yeah,
No,
just
she's
like
on.
blame onto
Emily
a woman.
ruins marriages. I
Dude,
mean,
she
that's
says
her
it.
fault.
That's what
Emily,
she highlights herself
Emily
doing.
saves divorce attorneys.
She goes on Instagram. She goes on Instagram and says, like, I'm going to talk about doing drugs and having casual sex, and so I'm going to sleep with your dad.
Yo,
Got
I
fired
don't
for
And,
that.
think this is an
Dude,
isolated
I'm a
Is that
dad.
incident.
this
He also
girl?
and she's
sexually
banned
harassed his
because of
coworker.
the movement.
This
And
isn't an
Is
isolated incident, Lisa. This
is
isn't the girl.
is this the same girl that
Well,
says
it's
I'm going to sleep
also
with your dad? Is that
yes,
her?
I'm
yes,
Oh
making.
my god!
it's the
Wait,
girl is a cancer, dude.
Fuck
I'm
this
sorry.
chick. This is unbelievable.
I
Lisa, you have to
Wait,
debate
Lisa,
her.
I am so pissed at you. I don't even know why I made you co-host. The
I'm
fact that
so
you're solely
pissed.
the fact that
I
you're
think you need to
solely
remove her
blaming
and
this
make me
woman.
co-host, Luca.
The fact you're solely blaming this woman when clearly two parties were involved
I'm not
is
solely blaming.
pathetic. It
I'm
makes
saying she's a
it's
cancer.
disgusting.
Wait, that's not true. I'm not just blaming her. Okay.
Yeah, you fucking are. Shut
Are
up.
you going to
Yes,
blame
you are.
Elijah
Yes,
or
you are.
Sarah
I'm not doing the
Gonzalez in the the other other situation? missing the point here. Alad, you said you would say whatever it is. Go ahead.
Stop. No, this is what. Let me just be very
Now
clear
Lisa's
here.
afraid. He called your bluff, Lisa, and now
Okay,
you're
No,
afraid
I
he's
was
gonna
not
say it.
Look,
saying it.
I got on Instagram. I looked this woman up. She's a fucking smoke show. Okay,
She
Elijah.
is.
Elijah gets a pass. Elijah got a pass.
Spencer, is she gonna fuck your dad, Spencer?
Spencer,
Is that what's gonna
Spencer,
happen?
can you look up Sarah Gonzalez now
Wait,
and let me know if
Spencer,
he gets a pass for her
what would
too?
you rate her out of 10? What would you
Dude,
rate?
Wait, no, Spencer, do
That's not-
Sarah Gonzalez
This
now.
woman's getting like a 9.3 out of 10.
Oh,
That's
geez.
not funny, okay? Harassment's not like actual harassment's not funny. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no harassment.
9.3 nuance, no question.
But here's the
She's
problem.
so-
Have you seen the body? Like she's straight up and down like a rail. There's
She
I
no
like.
was
hips
not-
I look the
whatsoever.
heroin
Stop.
chic, the '90s Kate Moss look. I love that.
Heroin cheek, very heroin cheek.
I mean, some people are into that. So, oh well.
I think she's that hot, but that's not.
Hashtag Julia Sullivan.
Yo, Elijah's eating, man. Wow. I mean, I'm not a Christian. Like, I'm not
I
a
mean,
hardcore.
when you're a
I'm not
celebrity, they
hardcore-
let you do whatever, right?
You know, I don't posit myself as a hardcore Christian. I'm just an observer. I'm watching these people, and it's fucking.
Do you think Elijah
Yeah, I can
follows
tell.
the
Yeah.
Bible of Donald
I have
Trump?
not seen. I did. To be fair,
Now he just grips off it.
times. I witnessed her behavior. I did not witness his. That's true.
Well, I mean, under that logic, you fucking never witness anyone cheating on anyone because it happens in like a bedroom behind closed doors.
Well, I
It's
saw
like,
the girl
why-
get finger banged in the lobby. We all saw that.
Why do I even have you up here? It's just like you're
Wait, hold
just
hold
like
on.
this isn't even like a unbiased perspective. It's just like let's get the defend him perspective from someone who's his
I'm
best
not
buddy.
even defending him. I'm
It's
just
just
saying I didn't see it happen.
No, you're full of shit. You're full of shit.
What is Emily's ethnic background?
Do you guys think we could get Christian in here?
Wait, so Alad, now I'm going to start to lose respect.
I hope so.
You put
Can
the
we
nuts
please
on the
get
table.
Christian?
You said if you don't say it, I will, and now you're not saying it. So now now it's a bit sus.
Lisa, are you going to say it or am I going to say it?
I'm definitely not going to say it. Number one, and number two is you shouldn't say
Big-
it.
All right,
Big-
Alad,
Your
the
big
floor is
talk,
yours.
Lisa.
Go ahead, Alad.
Who did that? Did you
Alad.
fucking kick him?
No, she kicked him, didn't
I
she?
did not kick
No
her.
way! Oh my God! Kick
On my
Lisa!
mother, I did not
Kick
kick her.
Lisa!
Alad,
Kick
you
her.
better come back.
I swear to God, I did not kick.
Maybe his phone died, like convenient timing. Mossad cut the line.
Well, it says not removed. So
I swear to God, I did not kick him.
No, maybe his battery died or something, but we have to get him back.
Anyway, it's not the point. The point is that everybody does shit that they are not like, proud of or whatever. And
all sins are not equal. That's total nonsense.
Lisa, where are your groupies?
What groupies? I don't have groupies.
Fucking Monolith and Blockchain.
First of all, I love blockchain. Monolith is blocked forever, and
What did he do?
Lisa, that's not very Christian. You have to forgive. You have to love everyone.
I forgive. I just don't forget.
Well, what about love? Do you love Monolith?
No.
You don't need.
That's not very Christian. You said you love Jeffrey Epstein.
Hey, nuance.
You said you love Jeffrey
Nuance,
Epstein.
buddy. Just because you forgive someone, that doesn't mean that you like put yourself in harm's way again.
No, I'm not saying to do that, but she just said she doesn't love him, which as a Christian, you said you have to love him.
Okay, well that's problematic.
All right. Okay. Fine. Okay. As a human being, I think his life has value, and so therefore I love him. Okay. But other than
All
that,
right, I'm gonna send that recording to him pronto.
oh my god.
Dude, all I've learned
You're like,
tonight is
bro,
that
she
these
said she loves
Christians,
you. This is where all this tension's coming from.
dude, these
It's all
Christians are
it's all
really
contextual, of course. Like there's levels of love.
I know it's just gaslighting. It's all.
No, we all have to remember that there are no perfect people. There are people that try, and then there are people that LARP, and I see both. I know both, and all I'm saying is that people make mistakes. I've made
Yeah, and there's people that fake it too and don't hold themselves for any accountability.
Yeah, like Luke
And,
Swan. That's
yeah,
not
there's people that want they want the benefit of repentance, but they don't actually proclaim all of the past things they've done. Like this is what I'm getting at. This is why I made the space. Is there's no such thing as confession. There's no such thing as forgiveness if you're not at least giving the olive branch publicly out to a group of people that you want to be associated with or that you're in a relationship with gift wise. Like it's just.
I agree with that. I told many people that are in the public space.
Oh, do you guys see
own
the
their-
Sydney tweet? You see that shit?
Oh man, Sydney.
She said,
Luca,
"I'm having a really."
Luca,
She
like,
said,
I
"I'm
res-
having a really
Luca,
great night."
Luca, I want to say that I really respect you, Luca, but like I'm just way too cynical for your dialectic. Like you're like I hear you. Yeah, it's awful that these people are cheating on each other, but I fucking love the drama. It's better. The drama's better.
It's not actually better,
No.
Spencer.
It's not. The drama's bad. It shouldn't be happening.
It should not be happening at all.
You know they have children. Like this isn't funny.
Elijah,
Well, are you gonna fucking lecture me? I mean, what did I fucking
who's
do?
got children? Elijah doesn't have any kids.
He has
Isn't
a
No, I
kid on the way,
uh,
doesn't he?
Well,
No.
yeah. What?
I thought she was pregnant.
Since when?
I thought she was pregnant too.
That's like been the rumor forever that she's pregnant.
I mean, she's been trying. I sent them ovulation strips for her, but like
All right, you don't need to
hear
make
that it was
public.
Dude,
confirmed.
Lisa will tell everything.
Don't
She
make
will
that
tell
public.
everything.
No, I won't.
We don't need to talk
Listen,
about
you
her
have no idea how much shit I know on almost every single person.
Go on.
Cool.
Indeed.
That's so cool. Let's not talk
Tell
about.
us
I'm
more.
not doing that. But my point is, I'm not doing that. So I'm saying, but it was not confirmed as far as I knew that she was pregnant at all.
Yeah, let's unless she got an abortion, let's not shame her. We don't know if she got one yet. So.
She would never, and she would never leave Elijah.
Okay, well then why are we talking about it?
Right. Well, you said she had kids. They don't have any children. To date, they have no children.
Okay.
Well, hold on. If you're a Christian who's pro-life, like, don't you believe once the person's pregnant?
Yes, but I didn't. As far as I was concerned, I didn't know that they were actually pregnant. I know that there were rumors a couple of months back, but they weren't true.
Okay. Well, maybe she was just fucking fat. I don't know.
Never.
I don't know. Either way, this stuff's horrible, and the fact that it keeps happening with a certain individual makes
But
it really like suspicious. And like you have a history of behavior, like really like degenerate behavior. And what pisses me off, this guy goes at the same time. This guy goes on Twitter and like brags about being a Christian. It's just so fucking infuriating.
You are drunk tonight. All right.
But isn't
Is that true? Are you drinking?
No, everything he said.
No,
made
I'm
perfect
just joking.
Everything he said made perfect
It's
sense.
true.
It's just you're like this guy's friend, and you can't see past like actual criticism at all.
No, it's not that. That's not true.
Okay, well,
Listen, Elijah has a lot of problems. Okay, and
yeah, I know you've admitted it, a lot of it to me. So it's like this is why I'm so fucking pissed. You're lying through your teeth.
I'm not lying through my teeth. I'm just saying that you don't turn your back on your friends that have some issues when they are honestly trying to be good people. That
He
is not
has
a lie.
no. I'm sorry. He has a public obligation to admit what he did was wrong. Like he was at that conference because of the audience that he made online. And he pretends to be this Christian figure, this evangelical figure, and he's doing all of this shit. It's gross. And by the way, it's not just one case. Like I'm not going to get into it, but like, give me a break. Give me a fucking break. Use your mind.
I will say that I've been around him. I've slept in his house. Right?
Oh
Twice.
no!
What else?
No, not like that.
Relax.
Come on, not like that. And I have seen Elijah very much try to live a very good and righteous
I don't care.
and holy life.
Sometimes it's not good enough. I'm sorry.
He's not like other people who talk
Oh, I
but
see
don't
him
follow
around the
through.
dinner table. He prays before they eat. He's trying there.
Shut up,
This
Spencer.
is just so infuriating. Like, if he actually cared, he would admit what he did.
I agree. I said that to him. I said you need to publicly address all concerns out there and tell the truth about things you did do and things you didn't do. I said it to him.
And what did he
At
say?
the gym. And he said that he would. He had a video coming out, and that's exactly what he planned to do. This was like a month
And
ago.
he never did it.
Well,
And he never
the
did
video
it.
didn't come out either. So
Because
He
guess
never
what? He
did
doesn't
it.
fucking
I know he
care.
was
He
making
doesn't
the
care. He doesn't
Yeah,
care.
You're right, Luca.
Dude, we got to get Luca to take the mantle. He's got to get a show. You've got to get big, Luca. You're the real Christian brother.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
I'm
needs
sorry,
to
but
be-
that's bullshit, dude. The fact that like there's nothing close. I am not married. I'm not in a relationship with a girl. I don't have a girlfriend. I'm allowed to talk to women. This is the most ridiculous criticism of me that exists.
Dude, I feel you, man. Dating's gay.
I just said no, he's not, and laughed. But if you want
Elad's
to get
back.
into it, like obviously from a Christian perspective,
Elad, your phone better
a lot
have
of
died
things
because
before
everybody thought I
marriage,
kicked you.
these are not like it's not exactly living like the perfect Christian life, which but nobody.
What are you talking about? I haven't had
Nuance.
sex in years.
Oh no!
Wait, so
Saint
now,
Cacciatore. Saint Cacciatore.
and actually, I don't
Schaffer.
even know if that claim's actually true.
Well,
Mr.
I
Schaffer
don't feel like I
needs
need
to
to
be.
go into it, but if you're gonna do this shit, you do this shit every fucking space, and you have no evidence for anything you fucking say.
Well,
God, man.
that okay. Well, we don't have to get into it.
I think
Fucking
Mr.
chain
Schaffer
smoking.
ought to be prohibited from receiving the Eucharist until he makes a public confession of his sins before a congregation and before a priest.
Wait, now we got Elad back. All right. You fucker.
Can we just admit that this is all sad though? Like that it's come
Oh,
down.
of course. Yeah, it's fucking
And
terrible.
I don't know if I
infighting
think it's
is
sad. I mean, it's
terrible.
sad for. Did they have kids? That would be sad.
No,
It's
No.
sad for the
No,
wife.
it's sad. It's sad even without it. Like, the
correct.
commitment you make to another person in a marriage and everything. Like, it's just all. It's not good for anybody. But Elad, you said you were going to say it, so go ahead, say it.
Yeah, so Lisa had the best pre-January 6th party, but one tidbit that I wanted to add was that Christian Walker actually uploaded a story on Instagram where he says that Elijah allegedly hit it raw. Luca, does that change any of the calculus here?
We'll talk about that later. Now get into your story about this party you're talking about, January 5th, I believe.
Yeah, and
It
look,
was the night before Trump's greatest day.
Everybody-
Are you mad you didn't use a goat
Was
skin
the night
condom? You
before
fucking
the
a lot?
insurrection.
Are you mad it wasn't goat skin? Are you mad he wasn't circumcised? Like, what the fuck is this conversation?
I'm circumcised.
All right, whatever. Just get it. Like, go ahead, Elad. Go with the story.
No, I'm not doing it.
No,
Lisa
I mean,
asked
you're-
me
Wait,
not
whoa,
to.
whoa, whoa! You're going back
No, I
on
mean,
your
a lot.
word,
You're super interested in the rawness of his dick, so please explain it to
dude.
us.
This guy comes up, talks this big game, saying, "Hey, I'm gonna say it. If you don't, now he's not gonna say
I
it."
got to agree. The ball was in Lisa's court, but then she put it back in Elad's, and he's not coming through.
I thought you guys were supposed
I'm
to be
so
good at basketball.
disappointed. I'm so disappointed.
It's irrelevant. My point is that
I already know Lisa probably messaged him like, "Don't say it. Do not say it." That's what happened.
Message him, but I don't.
Look, I think Lisa speaks in
I
between
know you guys too
lines
well.
when she talks in the group. So, like, if you've been listening to what Lisa said, then you picked up on what happened with this Emily girl, and she already dropped, whatever. So, what up,
first of all,
Yellow?
I don't know anything that happened with the Emily girl, and I've said it 100 fucking million times.
No, Elad's
Yellow, can I tell
Elad's
a
completely
story
correct.
about
Sorry,
my first?
sorry, Elad's right. Sorry. You speak in a very womanly way. And what I mean by that is you never tell the truth, but in between the lines, you tell the truth. And that's exactly what happened on this space.
First of all, I told you absolutely every detail that I know for a fact.
You're doing it right now. You're incapable of not.
Yeah, Lisa, the poker face is terrible. Even though I
It's
can't
not
see your
poker
face, but
I have no evidence that he slept with her. None. Zero. Not a zilch.
Literally the way you're
Lisa, what the
speaking, I
fuck
can,
does
like,
that even
hear it.
mean?
That
Why would
doesn't
you have
make
evidence?
sense. Like,
I didn't see him leave with her. I didn't.
You didn't see his dick go in her pussy? Wow.
Didn't see that either.
yeah, that's not how it works.
He
though.
told me he did not. I mean, these are three things that I know that exactly to be true. Okay.
Wow, he
The
told you
rest
he
of the
didn't cheat
stuff,
on his wife.
Again,
He told you he didn't
Lisa.
cheat. That's crazy.
No. This is how you, again, I'm going to do this again. And, you said 50-50, but even then, I don't believe you when you say 50-50. Hand to God.
Nobody does.
Your hand on the Bible. You're saying this before God. He knows your true inner thoughts. And it's the
I'm not
lives of
going to implement.
and you're also putting the lives of like
Don't-
everything you've ever built in your life at stake here. You still think it's 50-50, Lisa?
truth is I don't know, and that's the truth.
Okay,
The
well
truth is
now
I
we're
don't
not
know.
going to get into it.
I'm being honest. You want me to fucking lie?
And no, it's not about knowing or not. I'm talking about probability. Based
Hand
on
on the
all the things
Torah,
that you know,
Dude,
all the things you know
hand
about
on
the
the
fucking
Talmud.
nuance.
hold on. Based on all the people that you know and all the things that you've heard from various people who know things here and there, like, and your intuition, all that. Probability wise, you're telling me hand to God, everything you in your life on the line, you still say 50-50?
There was circumstantial evidence both ways. That's what I'm gonna say. That I guess.
Okay.
Fuck you. I'm kicking you. Fuck
Okay,
you.
kick me.
Yeah.
Oh
fuck
my
you.
God, relax. Let's turn it down.
I'm sick of it. I'm not
No,
dealing with
come on.
Yo, you guys are gonna tell me that this isn't great content. This is Kino as fuck. Nuance is putting Lisa's
It's
hand
bullshit,
on the
dude. It's bullshit.
No, it's
Everyone
not
sees
bullshit.
through.
It's awesome.
Don't dishonor me like that way. Don't fucking dishonor me that way.
That's what you how I feel.
Dishonor you.
Sorry.
When was she like the protector of like your honor?
Well, you're in my space and you're
I'm not lying.
So
That's 100% honestly how I feel. Sorry.
Dude, I like when
You
the
don't
host is
like the
combative.
answer.
We need Luca to be
That's the
host
truth.
more.
Everyone agrees with me. Like you're just full of shit.
Yeah, Lisa, I have to say, like, again,
You and I
when
have had
when
these
posed-
conversations. Me and Current have had these conversations. I've said the same thing since you've known me. You know this.
But Lisa, this is again, if this was before God, he can see your most deep inner thoughts. Absent you gaslighting yourself and other people, like if you had
Now
to bet,
gaslighting
this is
other
a bet
people?
at the casino for everything in your life, your eternal salvation. You're really going to say 50-50? Like, there's no way.
It's 90-10. It's 90-10.
It is not 90-10. It is not 90-10. I swear to you, I swear on my kids. I swear to God. I'm not going to sit there.
That's so pathetic. I can't believe
Kick her.
you said
Kick
that.
her.
What?
Kick her.
Don't let her
Don't
scare our kids.
don't
Kick her out.
Don't
Don't let her
Hit me
do
right
this.
now.
You
No,
guys
kick
are.
a lot out here.
No,
Elad's the one that. You
No,
want to
look,
talk
look,
about
look.
Complicit
a
by
confirmed?
letting her swear on
You
her
want
kids.
to talk about a confirmed lie? We had Elad confirmed lie. He said he would say the thing that he dared Lisa to say, and he never said it.
Yeah, you should repent for that. That's unbelievable.
Lisa kissed me on the cheek.
I don't think that's the whole
Holy
story.
shit.
I don't think that's what you were taught. Now you're lying again because that's not the actual. You're playing like this weird game of like, well, maybe there's a technical truth. Like everyone's gotten a fucking kiss on the cheek from fucking everybody.
Has Lisa kissed you on the cheek?
I can't remember, honestly. I have no idea.
What?
I
Because
confirm with
Anyway,
Persian.
can I get to this
If
one
someone,
last point, though?
like that's
Well,
like
I have to-
asking
well, I
me
just
if
wanna
I've
say-
shaken someone's hand like 10
So,
times.
wait,
I just
Persian
want to
people,
say, I
we
think
kiss
Luca,
everybody on the cheek.
Please.
Yeah, Luca has a good point here. I mean, honestly, if I met Lisa at a bar, I would imagine that we'd do a kiss on the cheek.
Wait,
Anyway,
what?
so
What?
one of the things
What?
that was pretty relevant to the story here is that I have multiple sources who have come to me to express how like Elijah put them in a compromising position because they either work with him
We get it.
or
Sav told you. We get it.
no, it wasn't Sav. And
only
yo,
person
Nuance,
you know.
you don't understand. Everybody was there. It was ridiculous, frankly, how
I
everybody was
understand
there.
completely because plenty of people from the event told me everything. So
She's gone.
I didn't.
I
know
don't.
that.
I don't like the Lisa bashing. I don't like it.
Ryan's
Guys,
coming.
you made Lisa leave.
Too
Come
bad.
on.
She's
My
back. She's
phone
back.
died.
No,
Relax. I never pussy out. That's not the point.
Your phone
Oh,
died
okay.
and came back to life faster than anything I've ever seen.
Lightning
in my
charger, baby. I have it.
I love
Yeah.
Lisa.
I have it plugged into my to that black like the real heavy charger thing too. But not the point.
Hell
Lisa rules. Like, Luca, if you're gonna act like we don't need women like Lisa in the conservative movement, dodgy, sketchy,
When did I say that?
it would take
Dodgy
Yeah, who says I'm dodgy or sketchy? That's not fair.
we need
That
dodgy,
was
sketchy women
Spencer.
that'll
Listen,
take
yo, guys,
that'll
real
take
quick.
secrets to the grave.
That was so backhanded. That was the most
No,
backhanded
there have
compliment
been
ever.
some.
What a great
There
neg.
have been some major stories, bad ones, written about me, saying that I had cocaine-fueled affairs and all kinds of crazy shit. Wait a minute, okay?
Yo, can you link that?
I'll link it. I don't care.
You put it in
And
my trunk
the evidence looked damning. It did, right? But it wasn't true. It got proven way later, 3 years later, to be fact, that it wasn't true.
How do you prove that you didn't do
It was
cocaine?
in a federal court when the kid admitted that he got bribed to say it on a thing. Okay, so yeah, it got proved to be false in federal court, but that's not the point.
Shit.
Okay, the point is
It's
that
not the same thing.
the evidence looked very damning, and you know there wasn't tons of circumstantial evidence. There was circumstantial evidence from this one person who was saying.
You're killing me.
And
you're fucking killing me.
No, but I'm that when I speak like that, it's because I've had people try to fucking railroad me before, and you know what? I put myself in that position because I hung around with the wrong people.
I'm sorry. I can't fucking deal with this. I'm sorry.
Dude, oh my God, just stop. Let her.
Yo, bring Ryan up.
Are drugs
No, it really does hurt my feelings to see her do this.
Drugs are only bad if you're LARPing as like a traditional family like, you know, you could go be a slut as long as you're not married and proclaiming these values. That's like a bigger part of this.
I mean, yeah, it's a
in my
bigger part,
opinion.
but it's. I mean,
Nobody's
I don't
because
think
you're
disagreeing with
giving
that.
off you're selling an image and it's fraudulent.
Yeah, but
and
she's a
that's the
homewrecker,
issue
man.
here.
She's a homewrecker. I mean, even if she is
No,
single, she's a
Tom.
homewrecker.
There's another story.
Do you know what a homewrecker
Tom,
is?
there's another whole fucking story, and there's more that shit that you haven't even heard about.
Oh,
So
well, tell me,
excusing this is
Ahmad.
such
Tell me how
bullshit.
she didn't like make sure that this guy was.
Yo, Tom, tell me about Sarah Gonzalez.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, apparently he grabbed.
Because Kurt did some good fucking reporting on this. Okay.
Yeah, he decided to grab some boobs. That's not good at all. You know, I mean, that was his own accord.
She's married with kids.
Yeah,
He's
that's his own
Mexican.
accord. That's terrible. That's
All right,
definitely
Alad, now tell
not
us your
good.
story. Tell us your story.
I don't know. I've used drugs before. Write a story.
No, not that one. The one about what was that party on January 5th? What was that about?
I have sex with women.
Oh, whatever.
Is that what happened? Is that
That is
story?
not
That
what
was
happened.
I'm trying to fuck.
Hold on, Lisa, because the implication that you made is that it involves both of us, meaning Lisa and Alad.
I did not
And
have
he's
sex
saying,
with Alad.
now he's saying I have sex with women, implying that you were the person he had sex with.
I did not.
Bad
So unless
journalism.
someone corrects the
This is
record, we're
bad
gonna have
journalism.
to assume.
Yo, Yellow, I have a funny story of my first interaction with you, but I feel bad saying it in the space.
That's a terrible transition. That is the worst transition ever.
He goes, I have sex with women. By the way, Yellow, my first interaction with you.
No, you're saying what are the bad things?
You were talking about having sex with women, and then you're like, hey, Yellow, the first time I met you. Like, you can't do that, bro. You're killing me.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Yeah, it's really fucked up. Ryan, please.
You guys are reading into that too hard.
Dude, you're reading into this fucking meme that the Libertarian Party posted, and you're assuming it was like...
Yo, you're gaslighting me. You're gaslighting
everybody in here. If they didn't commission that themselves, and they see a meme with famous people, and they're like, yeah, we're trying to make a point about this, you don't fucking notice that that's the merchant meme.
No nuance. This is either incompetent or anti-Semitic.
Dude, you think not? Okay, if you went out and asked 100 random people right now,
nuance.
Showed them the photo. Shut up.
What
If you showed 100 random people on the street right now that photo and said, "What do you think about this?" You think you would get more than 15 people that would be like, "Wow, that's anti-Semitic. That's the merchant meme." You probably wouldn't even get 6 people or 5 people that would say that.
Does that not make an anti-Semitic nuance, bro?
What are we talking about, dude?
I'll post
Yeah,
it in the
nuance.
show.
Nuance. I'm kind of missing this too. Like, I gotta agree with Elon here. Your point stands. Maybe only 6 people would know, but the Libertarian Party has to know. The
No,
administrators
because
who
they're
they
stupid. That's
struggle.
why they're
Nuance.
libertarians.
Nuance.
They're political retards.
Sad.
Nuance.
This is sad.
Nuance. We went over
They
this.
don't know anything. That's
Nuance.
my fucking point.
Nuance. We already went over this. When Ron Paul was a major figure in the libertarian movement, he put out newsletters that had that same image and it dogged the rest of his political career. The idea that the Libertarian Party and the higher ups in that movement don't know that that fucking looks like something that they shouldn't be publishing is just, it's ridiculous. They made a fucking major mistake.
Yo, Luca, can you look in the Jumbotron and tell me if you see anything?
Nuance, check your DMs, please.
Yeah, I read it.
What do you mean? Why?
Take a minute, look at the meme, look around, let me know if you
It
see
hasn't
anything.
loaded yet for me.
The
I'll try it
merchant
again.
But
meme.
Elon, what are
there
you
we
trying
go,
to get
there
at? But Elon, what are you trying to get at? Because I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. Like, I kind of agree with you, but what are you trying to say? Like, I
I'm
don't really...
saying it's incompetence or
Oh,
anti-Semitic. That I think there's incompetent or
Well,
anti-Semitic
Okay.
strains
Elon, as
within.
some,
well, I'm gonna answer his question. Yeah, I mean, obviously the hands, the Sam Bankman-Fried, the hands. You know, come on.
But Luca, here's the thing. If they commissioned that and they like gave the artist specific instructions to do that, or for example, people see memes all the time and they're like, oh, this is a point about the Democratic Party, Ukraine, and FTX, and how they all one hand washes the other, like the I got your back, you got mine sort of thing, and it's this circle of like money laundering.
Nuance, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Dude, you're fucking delusional if you think everybody knows that's the
Everybody
fucking
knows that.
That's not what the
No, you
argument
guys are just
is.
online
Nuance,
politically.
that's not what we're
You
arguing.
guys
What are
haven't
you
talked
talking
to
about?
normal people.
Dude,
Normal people
Nuance,
don't know
that's
that shit.
what
yeah,
are
but
you
we're not talking about
about?
normal people. We're
Dude,
talking about
everybody knows that.
we're
Yes,
talking
these
about
people are political illiterates. That's why they're
nuance.
libertarian.
We're
No.
talking
I'm
about
sorry.
people.
That caricature has been a thing for
Yeah.
like hundreds of even like.
I
1,000
agree,
years.
but that doesn't mean everybody knows.
Well, you're retarded, dude.
Elon, actually,
Oh.
Elon, as the one person here who was a delegate to the Libertarian National Convention, I'm going to argue that it's incompetence. These people are retarded. They're so stupid. They have no fucking
That's
clue.
my entire
I
point.
think
but you
Yo,
just
guys,
flipped like a
so-
pancake.
but nuance, the fact that they don't understand, they're fucking retard. I mean, they're just, it's
I
awful.
agree. I
So
agree.
wait, so the follow-up, look, the literal fucking Angela McArdle, the LP polemicist, I don't know, whatever.
She's the chair.
Says,
She's the chair.
she's the chair. She says no one in leadership was paying attention to the hand posture, which is also a fairly normal hand posture in photographs.
Yeah, they're fucking stupid. That's my point.
I mean, Elon, this is like a weird conversation to have here because there's so many layers to this. Like the Mises Caucus taking over the Libertarian Party is a big reason why this is such a topic right now, right? Am I wrong? They've been
Yeah, you are
by a
wrong.
very
I just saw
right-wing.
anti-Semitism, and I'm pointing at it. That's
No,
it.
but
There's
Elon,
no...
I'm saying the Libertarian Party's been taken over by what is considered a right-wing faction within that party. So there's like extra scrutiny on this kind of
I
thing.
understand, but what does that mean for them tweeting out anti-Semitic memes?
I
and
agree a lot. If
their
anything,
leadership excusing it?
Can I give you an example, Elad? I'll give you another example. So when Elijah and Sydney had their show, one of the funny jokes and memes that would go around is that chatters would do super chats to Sydney because she wasn't like super educated on edgy internet humor and stuff, and they would make like Holocaust jokes that like would fly over her head. Now, to you and me, we watch that, we know the references, we get the references. She doesn't get the references. That's why she would read them.
Yo,
and that's why it
nuance,
was a
bro.
fucking
These
joke.
are just people being anti-Semitic. Like, I don't know what point you're trying to
do
prove.
you not fucking that? But she would read them. It's because she doesn't know. That's my point.
It's a massive L for the Libertarian.
All right,
So much like these people, they don't know.
We're done talking.
They put it
Dude,
out.
We're done. This is like beating over the fucking head. Nobody gives a shit. Okay, thank you.
Well, Elon.
What, are you gonna cry about it? Like, yeah, it was probably
No,
racist,
I
all
said
right?
fuck the
Sorry.
Libertarian Party before this. Like, they were always
No,
getting
but Elon, let me ask you a question now. You really think that there are people there that knew what that was and they wanted to?
Probably, yeah. Probably.
Yeah, Spencer.
Okay.
I think you're an idiot if you thought otherwise.
Then you're fucking stupid.
No, I think there's willingness to overlook and excuse anti-Semitism, and this is an example of that. And that's it. I don't know.
You just
I
think
it's
everybody
trapped.
knows. Everybody knows what you know, and they're all hyper fixated on this issue.
Yo,
that you're
nuance.
obsessed
You're being
with.
stupid. I don't know what
You're
else to
being
say.
stupid.
No,
You're just
you're
obsessed
being
with this shit.
fucking
You think
stupid. You're being
everybody's
fucking
anti-Semitic.
Christian
That's
just
true.
tweeted something and deleted
That's
it.
true. A lot is, that way. But
Yo, the meme is a fucking. I don't know what else to say.
I
Well,
agree.
both of
Listen,
you
you idiot. I agree the meme is the merchant meme. I agree with that. That doesn't mean that they know when they put that shit out. My point is,
you've said this, dude.
stupid.
I'm gonna kick you. Like you've said this
Why?
7 fucking
Yeah,
times.
but he doesn't fucking get it. He's
Well, I don't
stupid too.
care. Then you're just gonna agree to disagree.
I mean, nuance. The fact that Angela McArdle
Agree to
comes
disagree.
back, the fact that Angela McArdle says it's a fairly normal hand posture, like she's defending it. It's weird.
She's
It is
fucking
weird, Elon.
stupid.
Agree
It is
to,
weird.
dude. Move on.
No, if I could have one last word on this,
Please.
it's that
No, you don't get the last.
also a
None of
lot
us
of
are
stupid people
libertarians.
end up
What the fuck
dabbling
is
in
this?
anti-Semitism.
He doesn't get the last word.
No, fuck off, dude. None of us are libertarians. None of the libertarians aren't a relevant party. Okay, maybe it's anti-Semitic, maybe it was
Libertarians
accidental.
are stupid.
Who fucking like? Okay, move on. Jesus.
Yeah, I would never advise someone to share that meme, but
Bring
that doesn't
Elon
mean
back
they
up.
did it with ill intent. That's all I'm saying.
Can we bring Elon back up?
Yeah. Okay,
No,
and we're
you're gonna try
talking
to
about
talk
something
about that
different.
shit again.
Can we get Sarah up here?
Oh, so that was about Sarah Gonzalez.
Well, I don't know if she wants to come up here.
Wait, what happened? What am I missing?
So Sarah Gonzalez, she was saying something about Elijah, wasn't she?
Yeah, we actually had actually moved off this smut topic that Luca.
Well, Spencer, I don't care. Like if it's
Current, what's this?
We need
deleted
Christian too. Can somebody send him a DM?
Yeah, get Christian in here.
Yeah.
Well, I can post the deleted tweet. Hold on, give me a second.
First of all, I think Sarah's completely correct with this tweet. This is kind of what I've been getting at. Like, you need to make public amends. Like, there is part of confession, part of repentance is completely public. And I think this is like a wider criticism I've had with the church over the last 1,000 years. It's this devaluation of that. And it's ridiculous. That is essential to what it means to repent and move on and change. You don't just forget just forget like it never happened and prevent people from knowing that it happened.
Sarah.
We all agreed with you on that, though.
Hey, Sarah. Hey.
That people should own the shit that they do.
Sure. I'm just saying Sarah had a good tweet about it. So.
Yeah, that was just a general tweet on, life, and life comes at you fast, I guess.
Wait, what's?
Yeah, nothing to do with any specific situation, right?
I mean, again, like people make their beds and then they lie in it, I think.
It's
true.
true.
Sarah, I watch your show all the time.
So I know sometimes there's NDAs, but then there's NDAs that are like there's an NDA for the NDA. You don't have one of those, dude.
There's also like those fake NDAs that people use to hide.
Have a regular one, not like the blink twice if you're.
Yeah, I'm not under an NDA to prevent me from saying what happened to me. No.
You're protected, and if it's true, put it that way.
Correct. Like if it right, and the alternate would also be true if something wasn't true, right? Like if I was accused of something that was really heinous, I would be allowed to say if I didn't do it. An NDA doesn't prevent me from doing that.
The funny thing is that like people don't realize that, and like the lowest IQ person believes that the NDA excuse is actually like a legitimate excuse.
Well, it depends. There are some NDAs.
No. If you're accused of something that's really, like what Sarah was saying, is heinous and illegal and criminal, there's not an NDA in the world that will prevent you from defending yourself.
Correct.
Wait, Lisa, you told me you couldn't tell me where the bodies were because of the NDA.
No, I do have a very tight NDA on something else where I'm not allowed to say a word about anything.
I would love for you to say what you know about this, Lisa.
I did. I went over it in great detail about what I knew about this from that whole night.
Lisa said she didn't personally see the dick go in the vagina, but 50-50 beyond that.
I said exactly what happened. I went through in very detail.
You said exactly what happened, but you weren't there. So what'd you say?
I was there. No. What are you talking about, Sarah? If you really want to know what I said I went through the night up to everything that happened until that girl was getting finger banged by Trey in the lobby. I was there
in the middle when he was sitting at the table with Emily and she was putting her hands on him and Sav got involved. And I went through the whole night that I was there up until that. And then what I said was, I don't know anything after that, which is true.
Okay. What about the other things that he did?
That nobody asked me about any other things that he's
You're
done.
so full of shit, Lisa.
Wait,
like,
what?
fucking
Wait,
what did you guys bring up anything between Sarah and him and me? No.
It's just so
Nobody
pathetic.
No, but she just asked you right now.
I wasn't there. Sarah, would you like to tell what happened to you?
Would you like to tell what happened to you?
What, that Elijah has grabbed my boob before?
Are you
my
fucking
God.
kidding me? Lisa,
Lisa.
you're the biggest fucking
Oh
liar.
my
You're the
God.
biggest fucking liar on the fucking planet. I literally I called you after this like an hour ago. I can't fucking stand this.
No, you want to know what happened? What happened with me and Elijah is very fucking different than what happened to anybody else, and it's not the same.
Lisa, was
not
this
even in a little
consensual
bit.
or not?
What?
Was
No,
this consensual?
I'll tell you exactly what happened because I'm not embarrassed of it, and I don't care, and it did not affect me in any way, shape, or form. Okay, I was standing outside in line. Elijah comes out to get me. I don't give a fuck who knows what. Okay, Elijah comes out to get me. We're messing around. We're laughing, drinking. He's getting me in line to because I showed up really freaking late. He puts his arm around me and he's like, "Yo, you're my homie, right, Lisa?" Sloppy drunk, falling down, does the thing, does that. And I was like, "Elijah, you're a fucking idiot." And he's like, "Yeah, I know, huh?" And there was nothing to it. It was like he was one of the boys. It was not the same.
Yo, Lisa, you got sexually assaulted and it was
when
disgusting.
my boy James, shut up. When my boy James fucking smacks me in my ass, he goes, "Get to work." Right? I'm like, to me, it was not a sexual thing. It was one of the boys' things.
Wait, Alad, hold on, Alad. Do you think when she just mentioned James, for example, like giving a little like baseball like tap on the booty to her friend, which there's a degree of understanding who you're dealing with.
I never do that to women. Only men.
That's you. But wait, hold on.
Me in the kitchen. What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh
you
shit!
Wanna know,
She
like,
said
I'm
it.
so sick
She
of this
said
shit.
it.
I'm so sick of
It wasn't
there
a
are
sexual
different
assault.
factions. There are different fucking factions of everybody's experience. Mine is not the same as Sarah's, okay? And I'm not here to speak on hers. And I said the same thing.
I mean,
to Sarah.
he still assaulted you. You're just perceiving it differently.
Lisa,
So hold on, Alad. You're telling me
what happened between you and Elijah was not.
Hold on. You're telling me a smack on the bottom is worse than pushing someone up against the wall and making out with them without their consent.
It was consensual.
Dude, this is yeah. So this is how this is gonna work after the space is over. I'm not gonna talk to like half of you ever again. Okay, thank you.
Luca, is this some kind of confession space you're doing here?
Luca literally opened up a confessional box.
Yeah, well,
I have been. Let me tell you something else. I have been sexually assaulted. I had a boss of mine stick their fucking toe up my asshole, okay, and tell me that we were in a different stage in our fucking work relationship, okay. I've had the same one ask me for fucking multiple blowjobs, okay, and then retaliate against me when I didn't, and tortured me and ruined my life for a year. I know what fucking sexual harassment is. I'm sorry, and I'll tell you right now, I don't feel sexually harassed by Elijah. And so,
did you consent? Did you give him your consent or not?
What am I going to say? Yes, you could grab my tit. Did I mind? No. There's a difference, Sarah. And
did you consent or not? Did you consent or not?
I didn't consent when my best friend smacked my ass either. It
doesn't. No. So listen, I understand what Lisa's saying here. Like there's actual, like there's affirmative and there's implied. Like there's a difference here. If you know your friend and you know your friend's okay with something, and you guys, this is how you and your friend interact with one another. It is like it's
not if you're married.
That's a great point. That's a great point.
Like you don't
all of my
like,
friends, all of my friends know that I don't accept being touched by them.
Exactly.
So that's a great point.
Yeah, exactly. But if you know, like for example,
I don't care.
Yeah, like how many baseball players ask like, "Hey, buddy, can I slap your ass for the end of the game?" Like nobody fucking does.
Yeah. Counterpoint though, nuance. Like that's not behavior of a married man. Period.
No, it's not.
Sure, and we're not talking. We're not talking about married men in all those cases, by the way.
I don't think that his actions are becoming of a married person or a Christian person, to be honest with you. But to sit there and say that like what happened to me was sexual assault, to me was not. And I'm sorry that everybody's uncomfortable with that, but that's true.
I'm really sorry, Lisa, that you are so like desensitized to all of this that you think that a man grabbing you without your consent is not a problem.
Sarah, you and I have talked about this privately. And now we're talking about it publicly. And I'm not going to change my fucking views on these things because of pressure. I told you that I feel sorry for you. I'm sorry that anything happened to you, and I mean that. I genuinely mean that. But I really do. But to sit there and like to make me feel a certain way about my life and the things that have happened in my life,
I'm not
not
making
fair.
you feel a certain way.
You're
I'm
trying to.
saying I'm not making you feel a certain way. You feel how you want to feel. I'm saying I think that it's sad that this guy was allowed to do what he was allowed to do by other women so that he could come and be a predator towards other women who didn't have a choice in the matter.
So you're now saying that because I didn't have an issue with it, that I'm responsible for what he did to you?
That's actually not what I said.
Well, you've been lying through your teeth the entire fucking space.
I'm not lying through my
No,
teeth.
you have. You
lie about
have.
Luca. I never
You've
fucking
been
lied
defending
once.
him the
You look
entire
at my
fucking
DM.
space. That's all you've been doing.
That's not true. You're fucking. You know it's not true. I told you everything I fucking knew. All of it.
Sarah, first and foremost, I wanted to say what happened to you is super fucked
Luca,
up.
check your goddamn DM.
But the question I had was, Elijah's been getting, unfortunately doing stuff like this for a while. As I understand, this happened at like a Blaze event or the Uncle Tom event. I don't know if it was Blaze exactly. Does it speak to a larger culture at the Blaze, or like, was this the last straw? Do you know, or if like, how does it speak to the culture at Blaze? Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Absolutely not. The trash was taken out, and Blaze has always been exemplary standards, has always had exemplary standards, and that's, I mean, absolutely not. I've never felt at all like this is somehow some sort of a culture problem. It's really not, and it was dealt with very, very quickly. And that's all that I can say about that.
My follow-up is part of this influencer's messaging was like to LARP as a Christian man, whatever, a family man, traditional. A lot of people do this. Do you see any other people like this in the industry? Because I know you are familiar with a lot of people here.
I am familiar with a lot of people here. I truly keep to myself and spend time with my family. I go to work, I come home, I spend time with my family. So I don't know a lot of other people in this industry very well. This is the only time that I have experienced such I guess I would say, someone who is such a manipulator and someone who pretends to be something that they're not to that level. I really can't say that I've experienced it in any way, shape, or form to the extent that I have in this particular situation.
I know you and Elijah used to be on shows a lot together. Am I mistaken? I think Greg used to go on a show a lot. This allegation was well known to a lot of people. I don't know if you knew, but like we were just talking about how many other people were there. You still like went on his show and stuff. Did you know about any of that stuff while you were still going on the show with him?
I did not.
You never heard of any allegations like this towards him from anybody or nothing like that, or you didn't go to any you didn't see him out or anything?
Nope. I had never seen anything like that.
Cool. I mean, not cool. I mean, it fucked up.
Yeah,
but,
not cool.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I don't, like I said, I am like,
because
I
you
have a
worked with him a
family.
lot. You were on his show a lot.
But I
and
also
it's
have a
just
family. I also have a family, and I stick to myself. I'm at home. I don't travel much. I don't go to, I didn't go to Amfest. I don't go to these places typically because like I'm I don't know what they call a grown adult with children, and I just don't have time for this shit.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't mean to sound like victim
I
blaming or
noticed there
something,
was,
because what happened to you was absolutely fucked up. So I'm glad you're still doing your thing.
Keyword there was seen, though. Like, I don't think the question was about seen. It was like heard or anything like that.
I had never heard anything that was like, would have given me cause for alarm until it was too late.
Well, not even necessarily anything illegal or sexual assault wise, but even like the allegations made, for example, by Christian.
No, it's just crazy because a lot of people came to me after they heard what happened to me, and they were very quick to tell me what had happened to them or share stories that they had heard. And like, I just wondered, if any one of these people had come forward before what happened to me, none of it would have ever happened. So it was just interesting to me how all of that took place.
Sarah, you don't have to say names, but if you please could you give us like a range number of how many women came to you to say they had a similar interaction? I know you mentioned Lisa.
I mean, I didn't mention Lisa. I just asked her to share, what she knew. I would say, because again, I'm not going to put any other woman on
Yeah, I don't want you
display
to
because
name
that's
them, but like,
listen,
were
that's
there a
what
lot
happened
of
to
other
me.
women who came forward to you? Like, were there
Yeah,
like
I
10 women
understand.
or what, like
I
two or?
understand, but like I didn't ask for any of this to be made public about me as well. And it was, and I never wanted any of this to be public, but unfortunately, Ethan Ralph, whoever told Ethan Ralph, told him, and then that's the end of that story. So I would say, I think it was like 3 or 4 people who talked to me, but regardless, it's like, even if it's one person, it's just very frustrating when this type of thing is happening and other women have had it happen to them from the same person, and nobody wants to be the one to come forward and say, this guy did this and it's a problem. And then all of a sudden, it happens to more people.
Do you
So
think that could speak to the culture in some of these spaces where it's known that this behavior happens and it's covered or allowed?
I guess I don't understand what your question is.
If you're saying that, some people who women ended up coming to you and talking to you about similar experiences that they had with Elijah, they must have told somebody. Some people have heard of these allegations against him. Do you think that speaks to like people? You were the first one to, or well, Ethan Alf, I guess, was the first person to come out against it. Well, he got fired from the Blaze, so something of that was going to come up. I just think, do you think people are covering for him because you weren't the first victim of his?
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak to that. I can't put words in anyone else's mouth. I can't, say what anyone else is thinking. All I can say is, like, it's just unfortunate that other women feel like they can't come forward in this industry. I think it's very sad. Because, by the way, I will tell you, I didn't even come forward and I didn't want anyone to hear about this. And still, I got people hitting me up, sending me messages that, oh, you just want attention. You're just doing this, you're just doing that. And I didn't even say anything publicly. I didn't ask for it to be public, nor did I respond to anything. And my name was still being slandered. So I can understand why women don't want to come forward in this industry for sure.
Yeah, a lot. You don't know the things that were happening behind the scenes with people. Like, there's a process that people go through to like going to management and stuff and filing like official complaints and things like that. And there's things that happen behind the scenes, and it's just, yeah.
What?
I think it's unfortunate that there's so many, if all this is true, right? Allegedly, like there's so many instances of this happening, and this guy allegedly was just able to get away with it for so long. But you see this so much in the conservative space, even. It's not just limited to like Hollywood or anything like that. I hear a lot of stories of like conservative women facing this sort of thing in the industry, and they have to keep quiet because otherwise they're lumped in with the rest of like the Me Too lefties, right? Where it's like fake accusations. And then even sometimes when they do come out with the truth, they're accused of being like homewreckers or liars or grifters. And but the fact is, these things happen.
We slam the idea of like when liberals say like there's a rape culture or whatnot, or like it may get excused or overlooked and whatnot. And then like there are a lot of women, or like anti-SJWs, i.e. Lauren Southern, who like, made a career off of being an anti-feminist type, but like, has been like, I think, I don't know exactly what happened to her, but yeah, never mind.
The fuck?
I'm trying to string together a narrative.
Wow, somebody knows something.
Yeah, we know what you're always trying to.
No, from her doc. There was like a lot of.
You started this whole thing in this space, by the way, a lot.
So let's go. This space is blowing up. I fucking love it. Let's fucking go. I'm sorry what happened to you, Sarah.
Walker.
No, but you came in and you're like, so anybody see the Christian tweet? And I predicted you would say that. I'm like, I know exactly what Alad's going to ask in this space.
Carrie Lake sucks.
Yeah, see, this is what you do. You always want to make some like shitty point that sucks.
Yo, Lisa,
everything you say is terrible.
I've never. Look, we have so many great people listening.
And you lie a lot. I don't like that.
We have Savannah. We have the Quartering.
Yeah, bring him up.
Sydney Watson's in here.
I guess the other thing that's interesting is like
I would love to hear from my my ladies who were formerly at the Blaze.
Well, Sydney's non-binary now, so that doesn't even count.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I would love to hear from my they thems.
Mm-hmm. What's that?
Yeah. So who's going to AmFest?
Damn, I like how you guys start talking about how this space is blowing up and then instantly stop talking. But I guess I can just say that there's certainly...
Well, it's a tough subject, okay?
Yeah, well, there's certainly in conservative ecosystems, in the business side of things, I guess it does seem to take a lot to get anything done, talking to management. And I'm not sure if that's the same everywhere, but... yeah, in any corporate structure, organizational structure, I think going and trying to bring to light problems with powerful people
it's more than that. But David, I'm gonna have to call you out. You sent me a DM when I first broke the Elijah story. You told me to squash it.
I did not tell you to squash it. I said,
I got the receipts, bro. You deleted the Instagram comments, but I got the receipts.
No. What did I say? Let's talk about it.
You told me not to put anything out that I didn't have solid evidence on, and that even though you believed it was likely true, that I shouldn't post about it.
Oh wait, that's actually not crazy to say. That's actually not.
The thing is, he knew it was true. Like he was like, yeah, this is likely true. I've hung out around with the guy a lot. Like he has a tendency to be like this. But you shouldn't put this out.
Well, I don't know. Okay.
No.
Okay.
I can tell you that. Jesus. I told you to put it out. That's your job. Did I not?
I think the point that needs to be revisited here is the culture surrounding this.
How about?
Can I say a couple of things before anybody else?
Whoa! Wait a minute. Are we talking about Christian Walker dropping an atomic bomb after being poked with a switchblade?
Sean, we're in the middle of fucking talking. Okay, David. What are you gonna respond with?
Yeah, no. My whole point to you, Current Revolt, was that I kind of thought you were more of a opportunistic kind of guy, just trying to bring anybody down. I said I was suspicious of Elijah, but I wasn't sure, and that maybe wait until you had something to really come out in front of it with before going ahead. I was trying to give you some advice that was probably incorrect, so you're probably right. That's why I did. Yeah,
this is the culture I'm talking about too, with people willing to defend people like this, where it's like Current,
it
a
wasn't a
reporter,
defense. Don't
has
use
people
that word.
reaching
It
out to
wasn't a
him like,
defense of
yo,
Elijah.
you know this is only 95% true.
I don't know how you can
this
say
wasn't
it's
the
a,
first
I don't know how
assault.
you can say it's
Sarah
a defense.
Gonzalez getting assaulted wasn't the first assault. So people, this has been an open secret, maybe we'll
So
call it, and a willingness
the
to.
second assault, was this reported to the police or anything, or was this reported at all, or how did all this come about? You know,
Yo,
this
Tom, I think you're
supposed.
stupid.
Oh, well, I was just wondering, like, how everybody found out about this.
Wait, what?
A lot.
Why'd you come out and just say that?
Yeah,
Because
what was that
he's
about? I
saying
was just
that
asking a
a police
question.
report wasn't filed. Therefore, what, Tom?
No, I'm just asking. How did you find out about this second event? How did all this information come forth? Did this magically appear?
Which information?
What are you talking about, Tom?
Okay, never mind.
Sarah said at least how many women have followed up with her. We heard Lisa's account. We heard Sarah's account. And Lisa said at least a few women reached out to her, as I understand.
Lisa, you didn't hear me. I didn't say that. That wasn't me that said that. Was Sarah.
No, it was Sarah.
Yeah, sorry.
I was just trying to find out if there was official record of any of this law. That's all I'm trying to ask.
Yeah,
I mean, a guy lost his job over it, so it's kind of official.
It just seems like a lot of you are covering your asses. This is so pathetic. You know, where
exactly.
I'm from, we beat the shit out of people that do this. So, like, maybe you should just say, like, I mean, Lisa, you're from where I'm from. Maybe you should just fucking say what's on your mind instead of, like, pussyfooting around the entire time. Like, I'm so sick. This entire fucking space
I
since
never
I started
dude,
this
fuck
2
you,
hours
Luca.
ago. You've been lying. You've been giving
What did
half-truths.
I lie about? I didn't fucking lie about anything. I told you exactly what I thought happened, and I still have no fucking proof that he fucked that girl. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I sent you screenshots of my DMs, of my text messages from a third party that said, "Oh, it looks like when we investigated that, we didn't fuck it. We were wrong. I fucking tried to look into that. I did not have any evidence of him fucking that girl. I still don't.
What
Lisa
about what
didn't
what
see.
about
Lisa
what about
didn't
what he
watch.
did to me, Lisa?
Luca,
What
Lisa
about what
did
he
not
did
watch.
I
to
never
me, Lisa?
denied what he did to you, and I never said that what he did to you was
Put
not
two
right.
and two together, Lisa. Like, this is so stupid.
It's not stupid, dude. I'm not here to fucking publicly crucify people. I've submitted online to Sarah herself, to a million other people, that what he did to her was wrong. Nobody's ever denied that. Current, you'll be there to fucking vouch for me in our private conversations. I said, absolutely. You have a duty to do your job. Report the story. Did I not? I did. Okay, I did. I said what happened to Sarah was wrong. Did I not, Current?
Yeah,
I'm not
she's
even
right. Like,
talking
and
about
Lisa's.
that. I'm not even talking about that.
So go fuck yourself.
I'm not fucking talking about that. I'm talking about the other shit that you fucking gave a half truth.
But Luca, like, here's the thing, like, I think you're going on Lisa, but like, Lisa's not the only one that's seen this stuff. There's a ton of people who saw this stuff happen and refuse to talk about it, refuse to report on it. You go to these events, you go to these dinners, or out drinking. Like, the biggest, the smallest secret in the world is that Elijah has a tendency to get drunk and do really stupid stuff with other women that are not his wife.
I was at a bar making fun of Elijah's producers because I'm like pointing to Elijah across the table from us, and they're just ashamed. So it was very open and blatant, and it kind of also implicated a lot of people who also knew his wife.
The whole situation's shitty, and I feel bad for like everybody involved.
Fly, eagles, fly.
Let the eagle soar like he's never soared before.
So I'm trying to pitch a live show, and I'm trying to get a hot chick to join, and I was gonna try to do it with Sav, but she keeps fucking rejecting me. Do you have any advice on how I could get Sav to join?
No.
Nice job complimenting
two
women, being like, "Hey, hot women, hello."
I was just trying to ease in. Like, I thought that would be a nice show.
Yeah. Consensually easy.
Yeah, I'm just very angry is all. I'm just very angry.
Wait, what are you angry about, Luca?
You don't want to see Luca when he's angry.
Lucas Smash.
I'm just losing, I'm just losing respect for a lot of people. It's not a good feeling.
Name them, Luca. Name them.
I think they know who they are.
Luca, you respect me?
I'm not a fan of what I just heard.
Well, I never got a chance to respond either, but.
Well, yeah, you did. I gave you a chance. Actually, I did give you a chance.
No, that's fair. Yeah. No, I'll admit that was a mistake. I honestly, what I read in the article that Current Revolt did put out, and what I was sure, I thought it was just like behind the scenes drama rumors. And then after talking to him and after talking to mutual friends who told me that he's actually legit, I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Current's the real deal, man. He does his due diligence, and he's a sweet man who took me out for lunch once, and I'll never forget it. It was magical.
So I figured I'd chime in here. I'm listening to you all talk a lot of shit. It's pretty annoying, honestly.
What?
Sarah is the real deal, and has been through a lot of this shit. There's a lot of stuff that I can't discuss legally, and I'm not going to go there, so don't even bother asking me. But all I'm going to say is this, and then I'm checking out and I'll go back to listening. So much stuff goes on in the right-wing space. Some people have tried to out it. Lauren obviously made a video talking about some people, tip of the iceberg. A lot of you guys know exactly what it is because you see it. You go to the events where it goes down. Like, I mean, let's be real about Turning Point, just for example. And no shade to the people who work there, do good work. Obviously, Sav works for Turning Point. Sav's one of my close friends. But, I mean, these events are fuck fests. They're where people go get drunk and hook up with each other. Let's call a spade a spade. I never go to them because that's precisely what they are, and it's embarrassing, like, honestly. So as far as all this shit goes, I'm not commenting on the drama that's currently going down, but I would say that the right wing is pretty rotten. There's a lot of rotten, bloody people that operate within it. And honestly, the people who defend it disgust me. You disgust me.
So who's talking shit about Sarah?
Oh, there's just a lot of people online who've just got stuff to say, and it's just icky. People are obviously they're gonna listen to me saying this, and they're gonna make assessments. This isn't about anyone in particular, just the general way that people discuss women who've been through stuff, and the fact that people take that and turn it back on the woman. It's gross, especially if if situations have gone down where there have been investigations and what have you. It's icky. I don't like it. And again, defending this behavior. And the people who've done it who are in our space, disgusting.
Who's defending
That's all I got. Plenty of people, they know who they are.
What are some of the general things you've heard that you would maybe be able to point out and disagree with or bring to light?
She said she wouldn't answer questions.
Have you been in this space? I'm sure you've heard it. So she doesn't need to answer that.
That's the thing is everyone acts like this isn't going down. Everyone acts like there aren't a bunch of bad faith actors in the right-wing space who do bad things to other people, who take advantage, who lie, cheat, steal. Everyone acts like that stuff isn't going down. And then when it does get called out, they're like, oh, I don't want anything to do with this. If I was in a position where I actually could have my say, I would, but I can't. And it's frustrating listening to people, fuck around, go around the mulberry bush, stuff isn't actually going down. Really? Really? Fuck, how are you supposed to fix a country when half the people that you're listening to are degenerates? How? Please explain.
That's real.
Preach.
And again, I don't know any of you personally. There's a handful of you that I've met. Sean is obviously adorable. Love Sean. Sarah's my mate. The rest of you, we're adjacent to each other. I know you. We've never had any run-ins that have been negative. So no shade against you guys, I guess.
We've had negative run-ins.
Sorry, I'm not looking at the screen. Who was that?
Me, Nuance, bro.
You brought me a mug. I drink from it all the time. You got me a Christmas mug, my friend. I don't think we've had negative run-ins.
No, the first time I met you, you were like, oh, you're the guy who talks shit about me online.
Yeah, I was kidding, man. I was mucking around.
No, come on.
But yeah, and no shade against, a lot of you that are here, obviously, I don't know you personally, so it's not like I can comment, but I know that there's a lot of commentators who know things. And again, I'm going to say this too. there's a lot of, and I never understood this because I started off in the men's rights space. I never really understood what the pick me girl thing was. But there are a lot of bloody pick me's as well who defend this shit. And they'll be like, oh no, because they want to climb the ladder. It's gross. It's gross. And if you can't call out your own side, how the hell are you going to call out the left? Seriously. Anyway, like I said, I'm not attacking any of you. I'm just mad because, again, I can't say anything, but a lot of other people can. And it's frustrating. It's really frustrating.
Well, I know exactly what you're saying, honestly. So.
Well, then Luca, you can say because if she can't.
No.
No. I think
also,
it's courageous.
Sav said that she would chime in, but she's on a laptop and she can't. Sav, if you want me to,
get on your phone.
You got to get on your telephone, Sav.
She's
Sydney,
in the air.
Actually, I don't want to ask you this question. Sarah, you said this story came out. You didn't want this story to come out. It's like you went to a source. It got leaked, right?
All I'm saying is what happened. I never asked to be made public, and I don't know who told Ethan Ralph, but someone told Ethan Ralph, and the rest is history.
Typical
you guys should invite Jeremy to join. Quartering?
Yeah, bring him
on. So
I
Elijah
did.
definitely put a lot of people in a compromising position, but it is common in a lot of the spaces, and it's excused and overlooked. And it's just especially ironic because of the persona that some people try to market themselves as.
Yeah, I think that it's pretty clear that, and again, I'm not talking about this specific situation, but I'm just saying this generally. And thanks to everyone who's reaching out right now to say that you agree. And I get a lot of you can't say anything publicly as well, because apparently if you say anything, you get fucking lambasted because, yeah, everyone wants the truth until they actually get it and then they don't actually want it. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff that goes on, once again, is disgusting. And listen, I'm not a perfect human being. I've done some stuff in my early 20s that I'm not proud of. But, you know, as you get older, if you're going to be in this type of space and try to encourage others to be decent human beings, I think you got to lead by example, right?
Well,
and there's a lot of this like fake bullshit Christianism that also drives me up the wall because, and I know you guys have seen it, it's these people who they're on their knees praying and then they're on their knees for a completely different reason 20 seconds later.
Sydney, I wanted to ask you about the circumstances around this and about how courageous it is of some women to come forward and come out with these stories. But in the case with Elijah, I mean, again, the Sarah story kind of got leaked. This is Christian Walker who leaked this other story. And like these, so it's not like necessarily women in the space coming forward, even off the record as they could to, you know, there's a lot of journalists in the space, but you know, how do you think we could, if you don't want to answer, it's fine too. How do you think we could encourage women to speak out on these issues? Because it is really important. And, you know, Elijah was known for some of his bad behavior in the space for a long time, and it was overlooked and excused. So how could we encourage women to, you know, come out?
I'm going to assume you're asking this in good faith, my guy. In my opinion, I think the first thing, and again, I say this, you guys know, I come from like this sort of anti-feminist background, and that's kind of been turned on its head for me a little bit over the last little while, some of my experiences. But I think the first thing is that women who legitimize predators delegitimize other women. And that's the best and easiest way that I can put it, is that the women, the pick-me's, who insist upon climbing on the back of the predator to get ahead, that's a huge problem, because then when a woman comes forward,
like who? Because I haven't talked to you in months. Like who? Who are you talking about specifically? Huh?
I totally agree with you, Sydney.
There's a whole element to that that's a huge problem, and it goes on in multiple different areas, right? I mean, we see it all the time in Hollywood. These girls go, "Oh, I got ahead." Oh, but also, you know, I'm big enough now. Oh, Harvey Weinstein did this to me.
To be clear, are you referencing like is Lisa in this or no?
Dude, I don't give a fuck about what Lisa does. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not here to cause drama with any specific people. I actually, like, you guys invited me. You wanted me to have a say. I'm going to have a say.
No, but I mean, if you're saying like to pick me, you know, it seems it seems like Lisa thinks like maybe you're referring to her. Like, are you? Are you not?
Dude, I haven't spoken to Lisa in probably 9 months. So
Okay,
I don't know what Lisa's doing.
that wasn't the
I don't.
question.
This is
Okay,
not
but
my.
hold on. I don't think that it's fair that you guys are asking Sydney to give her insight and then you're trying to pit her against another girl. She's given her insight.
What?
She's told you what she thinks. If you want to take it, take it. If you don't, don't.
No,
But don't try to pit her
Lisa
against
brought
someone
it
I'm
up.
else.
saying that's how I feel because
Lisa brought it up
me
first.
because I'll tell you right now, this is exactly how I feel because Sarah, you came in and you were like, Lisa, tell your experience. What about you? What about this? What about that? You know, you and I have had our private conversations about
Correct.
this. I told you
Because
exactly
you're
how I feel.
correct because you're defending a predator and I don't
I'm not
appreciate it.
defending him. I have never once said what he did to you was right. Never
Everyone
once
else
did
in
I
this
said that.
space, the other people in this space would disagree with you, but
Dude.
okay.
No. I would.
I would. Yeah, I would disagree.
No, I wouldn't.
with you.
I don't think Lisa ever said what happened to you was okay.
Never, not one time.
I didn't say I didn't
That's
say
not.
you
That's not
said
the
what
fucking
happened to me
point,
was
dude.
okay. Go
That's
ahead,
not the
Luca.
point.
I think I want to ask a question to anybody that's been affected by this. Like, were you guys ever pressured to keep this quiet, whether it's by somebody big or somebody small or friends or anybody else in the space around you? Did they ever tell you, like, hey, just let this go? That's to Sydney or Sarah or anybody else.
I can't comment.
Yeah, you might be stepping on NDAs.
Other than the perpetrator, no.
Sydney, I know you kind of mentioned a little bit of this earlier, but your come up was kind of like an anti-feminist perspective, and now you in some of your experience in the business, you experience some of this, for lack of a better term, toxic masculinity, a culture of toxic masculinity. Lauren Southern also came out with a documentary. It was interesting because I hate to say, I don't know, she was like a similar so-called archetype, like anti-feminist, and like, what do you think now with your experiences and about how you kind of had part of your start and how that plays a role now?
I mean, I think that a lot of what I said a lot of the things that I've said in the past, I still fundamentally believe. I think the difference now is that I've had some experiences that have rounded out my viewpoint of a lot of issues, and I realized some of the areas that I was wrong and incorrect. And it's, again, what I've experienced and some of the things that have gone on in the last little while, I'd never experienced in the past. And to know that there are other women who've been in the same position was simultaneously so sad for me, but also so uplifting in the sense that that you've got other people around who get it too. I don't think that what I have said is incorrect. I just think now I get there's nuance to it. I still really believe in defending men that are, incorrectly made out to be a predator or, things that they legitimately haven't done. But I also really now see where we sometimes let both men and women, well, I guess women in this case, down when we just are like, oh, well, let's just sweep it under the rug. And then women feel too scared to come forward. I just think that, we're talking about like a really specific situation, which again, like I said, I can't comment. But yeah, it's shaped my views. It's rounded them out. I don't disagree with anything I said in the past. I just think that there is a lot of nuance. And it's honestly been a really shitty learning curve for me. I've gone through it a little bit in the last little while.
I know part of us, we got derailed when I asked earlier, but I wanted to get like a clear thought on this. Like, again, none of the people purposefully came forward with in relation to what's happening now. How do you think we could or should we encourage women in the space to speak out against predators who are preying on them, if we should do that?
Yeah, obviously you don't want people that are doing these things to people. You don't want it getting swept under the rug. I think the issue is that you have women who tell the truth, who get lambasted for telling the truth. And then you have women who lie about it. And this happens all the time. And actually, because I've had a lot more to do with the feminist space, I realize they make shit up all the time, like all the time. Things that are bad enough as it is, they just add to it with lies. And you're like, why are you doing this? And that delegitimizes the women that are actually being victimized. I think that I would just say to this specific topic that I think it's important that I'm not saying automatically believe people, but if multiple stories are coming out, I think it does give credibility. and it's important to consider it. I'm not saying that, obviously you want facts, you want information. I get all of that. But if there's a pattern of behavior, I think it's important to take note of that. People not to piss on someone because they're trying to, like, if they've got nothing to gain from coming out with coming out with information, don't piss on them for it.
No woman who's coming out in the conservative space about something that happened to them has anything to gain. I can promise you that.
Yeah, and there's also, by the way, a lot of gay predation in DC as well, especially within Republican politics. There just seems to be like a disproportionate amount of gay people in power.
Because the elected officials are gay too. I mean, look at Brooks Landgraf in Texas. Current ran a whole article about that. We've talked about that at length. So when you got elected officials that are out there spouting all this and hiring these people, and they get infested into the culture, into the party, I mean, that's breeds itself.
Yeah, I mean, this is the result. Like, I think what Sydney was basically getting at is like, I started out by overreacting possibly to what was going on, men being falsely accused, but then I found out that there was also legitimate cases of this happening, and I think that this just speaks to the fact, like, this is a fallen world, this is a fallen creation. Like, men and women archetypes are fallen and lacking in lots of areas. Actions by men and women are lacking in lots of areas, and especially when we now have like a mixed workforce of men and women, like these are going to be amplified. And we have like no societal, cultural barriers in place that really make this egregiously unthinkable, like maybe we used to.
And also, like, nobody cares. Like, we've not to toot horns, but like, we've broken 5 big affairs in the state of Texas only with politicians, and almost all of them got reelected overwhelmingly. Like, people don't care about cheating. These people, like, were on record cheating on their spouses and with other politicians, and they don't care. And the same thing can be applied to like e-celebrities. These assaults, or whatever you want to call them, these alleged assaults, fine. These things happen, and nobody actually gives a shit. Unfortunately, it makes for drama. Like, we're here talking
Elijah
about it,
did
but
get
like,
fired from the Blaze.
yeah, but look, he's doing phenomenal. Like, he's still streaming.
No,
Like,
no,
people
he's
still
not.
defend
He's
him.
streaming
Yeah,
with his wife. No, he's not. He's not doing great right now.
his wife's still with him.
Excuse me.
Sorry, okay, you got a tickle.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I just need some water. I'll be fine.
Well, poor went out for his wife, I mean.
Well, like, again, with the putting people in bad positions, I know a lot of people were close friends with him and his wife and then would behave poorly in front of them.
Well, it's just a wider cultural rot that we don't excise these people from the community, like, when this stuff happens. I think that if we just instinctively did that, we would see less of it. But you're able to kind of like slime your way and slither through the cracks and kind of peep your head back up. It's very easy to do that. And also, that's implying that you get canceled to begin with. Cancel culture is just simply not as good as the old ways that we used to excise people from society when they did something evil like this. It's totally insufficient. It's basically jumping on an emotional upheaval that occurs and then forgetting about it like 3-5 years later.
I think there's something to say about the press attention to this. This is only getting this is getting more attention than Sarah's story, I believe, just because it's tweeted from Christian, and that's playing an interesting role, I think.
I love what Christian's doing, and I think that I think he's kind of being like the Kanye, basically, for a lot of the perversion that goes on in the movement right now. He's able to say what he's able to say, and he's saying it, and I think it's good. So,
well, while we're exiling people, can we go ahead and exile Milo? And let's see here, who else do we have on that list? Ali Alexander. Let's go ahead and go make the list and get after it.
Wait, okay, yeah, but what's that have to do with fucking any of this?
It has to do with cleaning up the GOP a lot.
Have you
Well,
seen also
I just
Rapist? Well,
told you.
Milo,
I
I
mean,
hear,
I
is a
just
pedo, I
said that,
guess.
like,
Did you not
Ali,
listen to what Luca just said?
yeah, did you not listen to what I just said? A lot of the predation in DC is also homosexual predation.
are those
Like,
people
that's
homosexual? Ali's
Are
homosexual?
you out of your mind a lot? Like,
I didn't know
what?
Ali was
He is.
gay.
No, I didn't say that. I'm not confirming anything. I'm just saying that, like, there's rumors.
Wait, are you saying Milo's gay?
No, he's a changed man. He's a
Wait, but
regenerate
why?
Christian man. Listen, I don't have time for bullshit. Like, I don't. And, like, Lisa, I hope that you come to terms with this. And
Shut up, Luca.
yeah, well, you disappointed, I think, everyone.
I can disappoint whoever you want, but I still hold all my fucking beliefs to be exactly what they are, and I'm sorry if you don't fucking like it.
Wait, what are your beliefs, Lisa?
Oh my God, for the 10th time, Alex, please don't show up late to this. You and I have had this conversation privately as well. I mean, I don't understand why
That's
air
so
all my
sad
fucking
that it's
life
such an
don't
open
work.
fucking secret. It's such an indictment.
Elijah does bad stuff behind people's back.
I never admitted that what fucking Elijah did. I said it to you.
Oh, so
Elijah
you
does
fucking
bad
did admit
stuff
it to
in
him.
front
So
of
you're just
people,
like once again.
not behind their
I've
back.
never said for the fucking 20th time that what Elijah did to Sarah, I never admitted that wasn't wrong. I've never, not once,
That's
not
true.
one time
That's
said that.
true. Lisa was. Lisa was very pragmatic with me. I'm not trying to attack you, Lisa. I just got in here. I was more curious what happened. So, no, Lisa. Lisa was not defending Elijah to me personally, but you did kind of on Twitter at first, I think, and then you changed your tune.
What I was trying to say was that their people are complicated, and I misworded that tweet. I took it down. I even said in the next one that what happened to Sarah was wrong, and nobody should ever defend that.
Yeah, but
and that's not what I meant by that tweet.
Lisa, you're one of my very good friends, and then you were a victim like this. Elijah did something similar to like this to you.
I don't think that I was a victim, and I'm still going to say that. And if anybody doesn't like that,
that's pretty bad.
That.
I don't. I mean,
that's really sad.
I want to be clear here,
disagree.
Lisa. Did you consent to what happened?
Oh my God, consent?
I think we went over this already.
Joking around with your fucking boys is not the same as what happened with Sarah. It's just
a
not.
guy groping your breast, when you were not asking for it is not joking around with the boys. It's sexual assault.
I don't know why you're mad
really
at
sad for you.
Yeah,
it makes me really sad for you. It makes me really sad for you that you think that that's acceptable. You can yell over me. You can yell over me. You can do all of those things, but it doesn't negate the fact that that was sexual assault.
We talked about this earlier. Like we gave, like, listen, people have different standards for what they
find acceptable.
Some
I'm
people
not beating up I'm not beating
Sarah,
up anyone.
It's totally.
I'm saying, legitimately, according to the law, this is sexual assault. Look it up.
Well, actually, no, that's actually not. If Lisa's okay with it, it's literally
no.
Not
if Lisa did not give consent
Lisa,
to it, which
were you okay with it?
that she
Sarah,
did.
we went over this. If you slap someone's ass and you're like on the baseball field, does everyone say, "Yes, I consent to you slapping my
Nuance.
ass"?
That's such a dumb comparison.
No, it's not a dumb comparison.
It's so dumb.
It's all about
so
what's
dumb.
actually what the person agrees to. Not all consent is like affirmative.
Did I give consent to someone groping my breast?
No, not at all. We never said that. I agree.
Did I give consent to that? Nuance.
Of course
did
not.
I?
When did I ever say
Okay, then
that?
shut the fuck up.
What are you
So whatever
talking
it said
about?
you did, Sarah, Jesus.
Then
you're
what the
making
fuck?
some serious
What the
allegations.
fuck
We're
do you know
talking
about
about
it? What do you know about
Lisa's
it?
situation.
It doesn't matter because the point is
it's a different situation.
Is
It's
that
a
you
different
don't know
person.
about
That's
it
the point.
until it happens.
It's a
You
different
have to have
person.
enough wherewithal
It's not the
to
same
know.
person.
To know, you have to have enough wherewithal to know before you decide to assault someone. Apparently, this person doesn't have the wherewithal to know before he decides to assault someone.
Look, if she says she's not a victim and that she is like, if
that's great.
Implied
that's great.
it's consensual.
No, I'm happy for her. I'm happy for her. All I'm saying is, I wish that someone would have told me that he had the propensity to do this before he actually did it to me.
I honestly, in a million years, would have never thought that he would do that to you, Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah's one of the few people that had his back. But here, let me say this though. But what speaks, it's apparent what he did to you, Lisa. But it speaks to the fact that he did that while he was married. See, that's like the
Agreed,
core
which I don't
issue.
think is okay. I never
Yeah,
said
that's the disgusting thing. So
I'm not condoning Elijah's behavior is positive. Nobody's saying that. I'm saying what happened to me was not a thing. And if he cheated on his wife, it's gross. Do I have proof that he fucking cheated on his wife? No. Okay, I don't. Does the evidence seem to point that way now? Yeah. Did I just not put in a fucking group chat my text messages between me and another guy who was like, yo, I guess the investigation we did on fucking looking into Elijah was wrong. We look fucking wrong right now. Did I not just send that in the group chat?
Well,
Like,
Lisa,
I honestly did not believe that he fucked this girl. And like, I'm getting hit all over sides like I'm some fucking whatever, because I don't think that he sexually assaulted me. And I still was like friends with Elijah.
Sure,
Why are you
again,
yelling though?
But Lisa,
Because
you're
you've
talking
been
about
yelling all night. Sarah, you were just saying the F word 2 minutes ago. Stop it.
Lisa, I've been saying the F word because I was sexually assaulted. I would expect.
We just went through that.
I
Okay,
would expect
for real.
I would
with
expect
a boss.
that you would have. I would expect that you would have a little bit more like decency than to yell about it. Right? Like, I don't understand why you're so defensive. If you're saying that it didn't happen to you.
Because you have been sitting in here and Sydney too, like it's
Sydney didn't say anything about you.
That women didn't say anything before, but you
Sydney didn't say anything about you. And I would say this, Lisa, there are multiple women. When I told them earlier in the space that there were multiple women that came to me and said that similar things happened to them, it wasn't you. So I don't know why you're assigning that to Sydney.
I know,
Sydney didn't mention you. There were multiple people who said that it happened to them. My point is, if any of these women had spoken up and said something, it wouldn't have had to happen to me when I was just sitting there minding my own business. That's my point.
And to the point earlier, Lisa, you said like the cheating thing. Well, I mean, it's still, even if you don't, know about the actual, like, sex with the girl or whatever, like grabbing another woman's tit, even if it is consensual, and then even in the case of not consensual, that's still
inappropriate
cheating, right?
behavior for a married man.
No, but it's still
that
that counts as cheating, right?
Yeah, I've never denied that. I'm talking about with Emily. I don't know for a fact. I still do not that he fucked that girl. I don't know.
Is this cancel culture?
No, this is not cancel.
Yeah, I hope. I hope so. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, some people do need to be canceled. I mean, that's still.
Nothing will come of this, and I'm going to take the black pill route. Nothing will come of this. Like,
well,
it's drama for a while.
The bigger story before this, right? What?
Yeah, nobody cared.
Was a bigger deal where he sexually assaulted a girl. This appears to be consensual, at least.
Well, it depends what you mean by nothing. I mean, he lost his job at the Blaze.
So. Yeah, but that was my story was post that. Like, as far as that, like, reputation wise, he's relatively fine, right? Like, and that's how these things go. Like, these things happen, and people get off on it. Like, get away with it.
I think you guys should request Lauren Southern, who is a listener. I think she should speak if she wants to.
I concur. Lauren, do you want to? I just DM'd her and said the same thing. I don't want to call you out, Lauren, but if you want to jump on in,
no,
and
I'm
you got
just
some
saying
stuff to say.
Yeah, if she wants to, I think she might.
Holy cow, this is messy. I wonder how Elijah can listen to this right now instead of freaking out.
Just so that we're all aware, I'm talking about there's a whole plethora of people who behave badly. I'm not talking about anyone specifically. There's just this is such an ingrained issue.
Wait. I'm like,
all right, Lauren, full send.
Drinks in and watching The Boys, so I just got to start there.
What season are you on?
I'm on season 3. It's pretty wild. Anyways,
I was about to ask, did you have another kid or something? I was like, wait, what?
No, I did not. What was I gonna say? Sorry, fuck's sake, I should not have accepted this spaces. Why the fuck is anyone arguing about whether one person was okay with their sexual assault and the other person wasn't? I don't understand that conversation. If Sarah wasn't okay with being groped, she wasn't okay with being groped. That's where I stand.
No, that's where we all stand. But
okay.
the point was being made about Lisa's. I'm like, well, Lisa has a right to consent and be okay with something,
Okay, what? I feel like that's autistic whataboutism.
No, because that's the point Lisa was making, and I'm just saying she has the right to have that opinion.
Okay.
Because the other girls are saying, no, Lisa, that's sad that you feel that way. It's like, well, she has a right to feel that way.
All right,
I have a right to feel like.
I guess.
Sorry, that was me. Didn't mean to mute.
Everyone knows that the background of conservatism is a complete fucking mess. Everyone knows it. Everyone knows that conservatives are like coping publicly with really wanting to hold their traditional values together behind the scenes. And that's a fact that's finally coming out to the public. And I think it's probably a good thing.
Lauren, what do you think about none of these stories coming from the actual women?
Isn't Sarah one? What is the story coming out?
Well, Sarah's was leaked, as I understand, by Ethan Ralph, and this story was leaked by Christian Walker. Although both were open secrets.
I don't agree with that. I think that people should let the actual women talk about it if they want to talk about it.
But
Lauren,
none of the women, if that was the case with Elijah, none
Christian
of the
just
women would
started
have
his
come
own
forward
room
yet.
to talk about it. Christian just started his own space to talk about it.
Oh, he should have joined ours.
Lauren, were you ever Lauren with the incidents that happened to you, Lauren? Were you ever pressured by anybody, whether like an authoritative figure or somebody near you or a friend, to like not talk about the things that happened to you?
Bruh.
1000%.
Can somebody go try to snipe Christian to join?
It's almost like she did a 3-hour video about this.
Yeah. Everyone is threatened into silence constantly for one reason or another by one group of another, whether it be governments or people blackmailing them within the sphere. Everyone knows this to be true, and it's really unfortunate because there are lies that are told about people. There are like fake cases, and then there are real ones, and everything gets completely obfuscated by there being so many genuine psychopaths in this space and so many people willing to make up stories and willing to blackmail honest people out of telling the true ones. It's genuinely a shit show, and it's really difficult for people to discern what is and what isn't true. But I think people should pay attention to how people are talking. Are they talking with love? Are they talking with kindness? Or are they someone that's obviously stoking division and would be more likely to be someone, I don't know, taking part in some of that blackmailing behavior behind the scenes?
The Quartering joined us. Do you have anything to say, Quartering?
Well, I wanted to comment on the question asking these women about, did anybody pressure them? I think it's also worth pointing out that there doesn't really need to be anybody to pressure them. The fact of the matter is, just speaking out about it at all on the right is not, it's the exact opposite as it is on the left. So when they speak about it on the right, I can see even when I talk about this on Twitter, I've defended my friends who are in here. And yeah, I have whatever insider knowledge that I can't share because it's not my story to tell. But I can see, you can just see in the reaction of people where the women are, it's sick. It's like the women are asking for it. They were doing this or that. Just because they're, good looking female on the right, everyone doesn't give a shit about it. And so I think more so than any individual telling them not to talk about it or to bury the story or whatever, it's this system that's set up in which they are not rewarded for speaking out. And there's a massive long-term penalty in our space, and that's a cultural problem.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it with the Herschel Walker thing too. Like, this wasn't even really a secret. It's been known even before he was running for office. But then you still had, people like Dinesh D'Souza and others coming out and kind of like, just blaming Christian's mom and stuff. Like, even though she wasn't saying anything, she was staying out of everything, and it was really unfortunate.
I think we all learned a valuable lesson about not telling Christian Walker how his own family functions.
Dude, Christian gives no fucks. He gives no fucks.
No, good for him though. Like, why are you gonna let?
Dude, he had that one ready.
You?
He had that one fucking ready. I have a feeling there's a.
Oh yeah, he did.
First of all, like, let's be honest, it's not a lie, because a lie wouldn't say that Elijah was able to go 4 times. I mean, that is the truth. That is
we need
in there.
An official fact check on that. I don't know.
True.
That's the real point of dispute is the 4 times
in one night.
Wow, it's really great that you men are talking about whether or not he did it 4 times when he cheated on his wife. That's
Listen,
cute.
it's
We've
we
been
have to have
bitching about Elijah
it's
for the
been a
past
very
2
heavy
hours.
space. I think some brevity, some comedy, some dark comedy is needed sometimes.
Hilarious.
So, Sarah and other ladies, I want to kind of reiterate this point because, again, not like you guys didn't come forward with these stories. What can we do to help address the culture or these issues? Because had these stories not leaked or had Christian Walker not said anything, like not everybody would know. So yeah, like what do you guys think about that?
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask why
Yeah.
you keep harping on you ladies didn't come forward with your stories? Because it sounds a whole lot like victim shaming. So
Yeah,
can you
I'm not
explain
trying to victim
why you keep
shame.
saying that? Because I have a family and I have children and I have a husband. So I want to know why you think that it's my responsibility to come forward publicly with something that I didn't choose to happen to me.
So I don't mean to offend you guys, but and no buts. What happened to you is
Sarah,
horrible,
wait.
and it was actually completely disgusting what happened to you. And I'm sorry that it happened to you. But we're saying like we need to prevent things like this happening to other women, because when we don't speak up, it allows the activity and horrible actions to continue to take place. And a couple of you guys have mentioned that as well. So I'm trying to get at what to do to address this issue, if that makes sense.
Like,
Respectfully.
Sarah, can I ask a question for real? Like, I know a lot of shit about a lot of people, but I'm not there for any of it, and it's like it's just gossip. I mean, and then it's not my story to tell somebody else's. If you are okay with it, or if I don't know every single solitary detail, it's not my place to sit there and then say this is what I heard about X, Y, and Z in a public format and have like a witch hunt, because I could get the facts wrong. So wouldn't it be up to the victim to say something?
I mean, or you could just not publish anything unless you got consent from the person who it
Oh yeah,
happened
no,
to.
I agree. I wouldn't publish anything either.
Well, so I don't understand what your
All right,
question
can
is.
Savannah
I thought you were
speak?
talking. Maybe I misunderstood you.
All right, can Savannah speak?
I would love for Savannah to speak.
Sav's on an airplane, I think, so
Yeah,
she may
she
have some
is. It's like,
issues.
yeah.
Yeah. I think Sav has had some interesting experiences in the right-wing space also. But I think that I don't want to speak out of school, Sav, but chime in whenever you want. I think Sav has some unique insight into bits and pieces of the space that we all occupy. But I think that at this point, she may not be at liberty to say bits and pieces too. So if she doesn't chime in, that could likely be why.
So I'm hearing that currently in Christian space, he's talking about how Elijah closed his Twitter comments and he's actively calling him an adulterer.
He's calling Elijah or Elijah what?
Christian is calling Elijah an adulterer.
Oh, well, yeah. That's
obviously.
Does somebody have the Christian Walker Connect?
That was the first tweet, obviously.
I mean, when you commit adultery, that's
well,
what the
yeah, I
count is.
understand, but I'm just saying, like, this is what he's
Yeah,
actively
come on.
saying.
Allegedly.
Okay. I'm trying to add Sav up, but I don't know if it's not connecting.
No, she's on a plane, so she's not. She's having like connect.
Okay, well, it keeps disconnecting. So
She just said that her Wi-Fi is really bad, and that's why she's not able to. Is that Sav?
Sav, speak.
Yeah, seems like she connected.
Savannah, say something.
Yes, we can hear you.
Barely, yeah.
No, we can't hear you.
Savannah, go.
Christian's here.
Yeah,
Christian's here.
No,
This is probably not even coming through. All I'm going to say is everything that Christian tweeted out is true.
Sav, love you.
We just got a fact check true from Savannah on the allegations.
Yeah. Everything Christian tweeted out is true, is what Savannah said, for the record.
Okay, so Savannah, you used to work for him, right?
This is suboptimal. Right
yeah,
now.
I don't think that's
her lag on her plane is not
Maybe
good.
wait
But
for her
we
to
do have,
land
I
first.
do
Hey,
see that we
Christian,
have
I wanted to
Christian
ask
here.
you, did you have this one prepped to go?
Here's what I'll say is that when I dropped my video, and I'm done discussing that, I think we've all discussed that enough. Everyone has their opinions, whatever. But when I dropped my video in October discussing my dad's domestic abuse and guns to my mom's head, Elijah had mad shit to say. Don't bring this out in the public. This belongs behind closed doors. I didn't bring my family shit out in the public. My father did when he decided to run. But anyways, Elijah wanted to run his mouth about that. So I just filed that in my filing cabinet. And I said, I'm going to go ahead and give him that one, this video. He wants to comment on it, whatever. But he's got one more time with me. And he decided to randomly bring my name up today. And if he randomly wants to bring up my family drama, I'll randomly bring up that he shouldn't cheat on his wife and he should stop being an adulterer and a sexual assaulter.
Did he only bang this friend? Were there any other friends?
That I know of, yes. This is the only one.
Very sad.
What do you think about? Never mind.
Hey,
Somebody else have
Christian,
questions?
You're asking
hold on.
so many questions. God damn it.
Christian, I have a question. Christian, you stated that your friend did not know he was married. Is that accurate?
No.
I've gotten messages that she did. She, I believe, says no. I met her there, so
she knew.
Did you talk to her before you came out with these allegations? Like
yes. I had agreed with her because we had been going back and forth. We would just send stuff from him when I would see a tweet from him discussing morality. I would send it to her. She would send it to me, and we'd be like, "Oh my gosh, this fucking loser talking about how what a good Christian man looks like." And we were just So I sent that tweet to her before.
So just to clarify, she knew that, or she's saying that it's true. You've talked to her, like these are 100% true from her standpoint.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Christian, can you tell me a little bit more about is this common in the right wing space to your knowledge? Because Elijah is putting up a different image than what actually existed for him.
All of his questions are joke questions. Yes.
Wait, so was that a serious question?
No, it was a serious fucking question. Nuance, shut the fuck up. No, these are all very serious questions.
It's a gotcha question.
No,
Christian.
it isn't a gotcha question. It really isn't.
Listen, a lot. There are a bunch of people that are failed actors that get famous in conservative ink doing intro to conservatism. They never got laid in their entire life, and they think their little bit of fame licenses them to do whatever they want. They're scum, they're losers, and they're very common.
I think there's a few different things here. He had consensual sex with this woman, but he cheated on his wife. And then there's the other sexual assault. So never mind. Go on.
Elad, you've been to these what are you talking? You've been to these conferences. You've seen shit with your own eyes. What are you talking about?
I know, but I'm not here to. I want to ask people who are more knowledgeable.
So it wasn't a serious
to
question.
tell me.
You know the fucking answer.
I want Christian's insights to this.
Okay, well, and on a serious note, aside from Elad and whether his question is serious or not, I would just say, by no means am I attacking anyone who speaks on morality. I think that's important, but I also think if you're going to speak on morality and how great of a person you are and how big of a Christian you are, you best be honest about your past and the things you've done. I always find that I'm most interested in hearing about morality from people who have made mistakes and grown from it, not people who hide their dirty laundry under the covers and hide their past and pretend like there's some great person. That's not cool. That's dishonest. That doesn't make you moral. Preaching to everyone else and then lying about what you do behind closed doors, that's so ghetto. So
I would agree with that. I think that if someone is, they, I don't know, apologize and repent for their sins, I think that there is something to be said for that. I think if they are covering up and trying to pretend like everyone is lying about them and trying to become the martyr when they're the ones who victimized other people, I think that's a big problem.
So, Luca, you ever think this space? I thought that was gonna be like 5 of us, and then it's like 1,200 people.
Yeah. Well, hey, sometimes you got to say things. God sees all.
Do we actually think that there will be any fallout from this, though? Like any actual repercussions for this? I don't. I just don't.
Maybe with his wife, but like, what should the repercussions be, if anything?
I don't think there will be any repercussions with his wife. I'm actually.
But what
I'm
would the
to believe,
repercussions be? Like what?
Well, this would anybody. Well, I would say anybody else, but like a lot of people, this would be career suicide, right?
He was already fired from the Blaze, so
Technically, it's a homicide. Christian Walker dropped the nuke on his face.
He's kind of fucked from getting fired from the Blaze, but this definitely isn't helping.
Actually, Alad, why don't you ask more questions? Because nobody else is.
I mean, I would love to introduce Brittany Venti, who I see as a speaker now, if she has anything she wants to say. Hi, Brittany.
Hi. Oh, yeah. I mean, there, at least from my experience, seems to be where there's smoke, there's fire. It seems like there's a lot of this in general. Degeneracy happens on both sides. So, but if all this is, I hope the truth comes to light. That's what I'll say.
Brittany, I appreciated your questioning on that live stream. I was sent the clip. It was very well done.
Thank you. It was really difficult because I feel like I got a lot of flack for it when I was just asking questions, and I don't know if, like I said on the stream, that I asked Elijah about groping Sarah. If it were me and someone accused me of groping someone or something of that matter, I don't know, translate it female to male, but I would just say no, because why wouldn't you? It's not against the NDA to say no. You can't be accused of doing crime and then get in trouble for saying you didn't do the crime. At least not an NDA. That doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, the NDA excuse is really stupid, and it never made sense, and it's crazy. I guess that's the best you can come up with when you're in that situation.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a straight answer. So that's why I kept pressing. People were looking to me like, oh, why are you on his dick, essentially? But I just wanted a straight answer.
People have given me shit for saying this, but I can hear you.
Go ahead, Savannah.
Airplane Wi-Fi is
Okay,
not
guys.
cut
So
out.
basically, I have a little bit of a delay right now because I'm on a plane, so this is going to be kind of a long-winded thing. But basically, I did try to come forward and tell the Blaze executives what was going on. And to be quite honest with you guys, I think that a lot of the blame has to lie with the Blaze executives. I went to the executive producer that was working over Elijah's show, and I told her what was going on. I went to the CEO, and I also went to president of Blaze TV. Nobody cared. Nobody wanted to do anything about it. They knew the entire time that Elijah Schaffer was sexually harassing women. And you know what? Good for you, Christian, for saying what we were all afraid to say. Working for Elijah Schaffer was the worst 2 years of my life, to be quite honest. And I did try to go to the executives because Elijah grabbed a former friend of mine's ass, and I asked her, hey, do you want me to take these to the executives? And she said no. And I said, okay, not my business, then I'm not going to talk about it. You know what happened after that? She went to another friend who went and told Elijah that I was trying to lead to Elijah and ruin his career. Elijah has bold-faced lied about me multiple times friends, Sydney and I had a riff in our relationship for a long time because of Elijah's lies. She and I are doing so great now because she finally found out the truth. But he has bold-faced lied about so many people. He's tried to destroy my career. I stayed silent about it because I tried to do what I could. And it was the women who were involved with this, the same women who were in his room alone at Amfest after everybody left. And no, I'm not talking about Christian's friend. This is another woman completely different. But anyways, if somebody's trying to talk over me, I apologize. This is a long-winded thing. I'm just have a bit of a delay here. And that's the truth. So some of us did try to come forward, but it's also the women in this entire situation who try to keep it covered up because they wanted to make something of themselves. And it's also the Blaze TV executives who looked away. So shame on them.
Wow,
Holy
thank you for
shit,
coming
it worked.
forward, Savannah. That was actually really good that you're speaking up. I appreciate it.
Wow, okay.
I noticed there's a theme with this whole thing of like with Christian Walker's dad, right? He goes and speaks on his own experience with his dad. And then you have all these political people commenting on it as if they know his dad better than him. And then with the same thing, you have like both political sides trying to like protect people, even if they're in the situations, if they're bad people. They're like, no, I don't care. They're in my faction, so I want them to
Okay,
do
sorry
good and
guys,
go
I'm
forward.
gonna
And it's
jump
not
in
right.
here
We
again
shouldn't
too.
protect people.
Apologies if I'm talking over anyone. I just can't hear. Basically, the other thing that I was going to say as well is that I don't know. I mean, honestly, I'm really happy all this is coming to light because it's just been heartbreaking to see this be allowed to prosper behind the scenes. And, you know, Elijah has cheated on his wife multiple times. And, oh, that's what I was going to say. So after these two women who were allegedly my friend told Elijah that I was trying to me to him, he called me and said, Savannah, do you really want to go to war with the full force of Blaze TV? And he threatened me. He threatened to sue me. He threatened that if I ever came out and said anything about him, that he would destroy my career. And guess what? He is close with a lot of Fox News executives. And I didn't, not speak out because I wanted to save my career. You guys know damn well that I'm not afraid to get beaten up. I'm not afraid to be lied about. It happens all the time. But for me, it was more of a, okay, well, I'm talking to women that this is happening to behind the scenes, and they're all telling me not to do anything. It's not my responsibility to be the person that's bringing this forward when they're specifically saying don't make an issue about it. I went to the executives and I told them all, and I told everyone as well, the truth about Elijah. So I never stayed silent about this, but it was the women who this actually happened to who asked me to stay silent, and I didn't feel like it was my place to do that, to make their, I guess, stuff public.
Savannah, did you make a police report about it? I don't know if you can hear me. I'm just curious, of all these incidents, like how many people made police reports about it, because that's kind of what matters. That kind of gives validity to it. I know why
Well,
people don't, obviously. It's a tough situation.
so from what I heard, Sav was talking about other
No, I didn't
people's
make a police
stories,
report about
so
anything
I don't know
because,
if
like I
you...
said, the women involved didn't want me to make an issue about it. And again, too, I'm trying not to name names, but, there's people that are currently listening to this that were directly involved with this. You guys know who you are, so there you guys go.
I got plenty of audio on all of it, too. I taped everybody's conversation. Don't think I did. And if you want me to all do a video, I sure as fuck will.
Taped what conversations?
I got plenty of them. I was in a 2-party consent state, and I taped it all. I've got 3 full fucking hours of audio on everybody on there. So if you all want me to fucking burn the house down, I absolutely fucking will.
I don't understand what
Wait,
that
on who?
means. What do
On
you
who?
mean?
Who do we have the dirt
People
on?
in this room know exactly what I'm talking about and who I'm talking about. So I guess since everybody can do that all night, I can do it too.
Well, so is that on the topic of what Savannah was talking about, or are you bringing up something else?
1,000,000,000%. It is 1,000% exactly what Savannah's talking about.
So you're talking about having proof of Elijah being a predator?
Oh, no. Nope. Mm-mm.
Okay, so what are you talking about then, Lisa?
Oh, no, I'll just drop it like everybody else does. You'll see. I'll do my own video. We can fucking call it a day.
Well, Lisa, I was
What's
talking about
happening
women
here?
who
I
are
don't get
currently
it.
not
forward.
you,
So hold on.
I don't
You're
understand
threatening
what you're
people to
talking
come
about.
forward about a predator?
Savannah and Sydney know exactly what I'm talking about.
So you're threatening people for coming forward about a predator.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all.
So what are you saying?
No. I'm saying there's accusations being hurled in here right now, Sarah, that are actually not accurate, that are not completely true. And I have the proof of them because I fucking recorded the fucking calls myself in case this shit would happen. And I have it. And so now it's happening. So I'll just I'll put them out. If everybody wants to hear them, I'll put them out. As a matter of fact, I'll go fucking start prepping to do that now.
Okay. So just to be clear, you are on the side of the predator. I just want to clarify.
Well, allow me to say that I am happy to have. Oh.
I hold on. I just want to be clear. That was the, someone defending the predator who multiple people have come forward and
I don't know
said
what
that
she's
they were a
talking
predator.
about. So if you guys know what she's talking about, you guys could maybe chime in, but I don't know if she's even defending. I don't know what she's saying.
I mean, I don't know, but I would just say that I have my own recorded conversations. So I would,
my God, all you guys with these recorded conversations.
Maybe she should, be very careful. Go ahead.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically what she said. She says she has audio recordings between herself and like Sydney and Sav about the situation. Yeah, and apparently,
Yeah, that was pretty clearly the threat. And I will say this, that Sid and Sav know, and I don't expect them to reply, but and Sarah too, that I'm happy to blend my platform to any one of them, should they need to amplify any kind of messaging, because it's weird hearing that for sure. But I've always known them all to be very truthful and honest. And I'm going to step out of the speaker after that. But I'm happy to help, ladies, anytime you need.
Dude, this
is
is like
too, Jeremy. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
But no matter what conversations were recorded, again, Elijah was doing this behind the scenes. So even if, okay, let's just leave everyone else out of it. Even if I was just solely trying to Me Too Elijah for this, I'm sorry, but I don't think that I'm the bad guy for trying to protect my friends and other women. And again, I never even came forward with any of this. So this is the first time any of you guys are hearing about it. I don't like being involved in drama. And the only reason I am even saying any of this is because multiple people behind the scenes are asking me to come and talk about this. Reason nobody can themselves. So there you guys go. And Lisa freaked out about this. That was, I mean, I guess we'll see what receipts she has. So there we go. But again, I stand by everything I said.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat where, like, I'm sorry, but if someone's recording conversations without, I don't know, that's just like that's so bizarre to me that someone would do that, especially considering if you're friends with somebody, that just seems like such a huge breach of
Sydney,
trust.
she said in a two-party consent, so that would mean that both parties
I think she meant I think she meant single-party consent.
Well, she said two-party consent. So
no, but
I think she meant single party, which would be Texas.
Either way, I think the reason I haven't spoken about anything is because I did what I needed to do behind the scenes to ensure that actions were taken in situations that I've been involved in. I did my bit. I even reached out to other people and I said, is there anything I can do to help? Is there anything? And the answer was, nope, it's not your place to speak on behalf of others. And I learned that quick. And I was like, all right, I will be a support mechanism for people, even if I believe that information should be basically brought forward, because I simply do not support some of the behavior that I see going on around me. I never have, I never will. And if I was in a position to do more, I absolutely would. I did what I could at the time. And I still do what I can with the things that I know and all the ladies who've reached out and some of the lads who've reached out too with stories about things that have happened. I try to be a shoulder. I try to be a person for them. I will say, I never, this is why it's so hard to do or talk about any of this type of stuff and call out once again, your quote unquote own team, because then people turn around to go, oh, but I recorded you and now I'm going to do this with this unrelated thing. To be clear, I never referenced Lisa once. Like I actually said before, I don't particularly care what Lisa does. And if she, wants to be friends with whomever, that's her choice. And if she wants to say that something happened to her and she didn't consider it in a certain way, that's also her prerogative. I'm not going to begrudge her that. But to then turn around and be like, oh, Sid and Sav, like, dude, we were invited into this. It's not like we inserted ourselves. We were invited. And then to be like, oh, I'm going to come after you, when we're simply just being like, yep, there's some real problems in the space in which we operate. It's just, I don't like this. This is why I never wanted to be involved. Like I said, I did what I could. This is why when this stuff goes public, it gets gross and messy. I try to deal with my stuff behind the scenes. And again, I think that there's a lot of people who live in glass houses who simply should not be throwing stones. And the fact of the matter is, and a lot of us know this who work and operate in this space, a lot of this is mutually assured destruction. I'm the most boring, bloody person on the planet. I live in my house. I make my content. I hang out with my boyfriend. I hang out with my dogs. That's my life. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I'm a bloody normal person. And yet somehow there's still a point where someone goes, well, I have dirt on you that I'm going to post on the internet because blah, like, what is happening? This is so bizarre. If the issue here is that there's predators and creepy, yucky people in our space, there absolutely are. I don't support women getting attacked for this. It's just rubbish. It is utter rubbish. Jeez Louise.
Wait a second. What's up with this like switch up that occurred after she mentioned that something's gonna drop? Like, are you guys afraid of something? Like, what is this?
You don't understand.
I'm not afraid of anything.
You don't have to be afraid of anything in this space. People will just make shit up. It doesn't matter if they actually have something or don't. They'll make you afraid by going and speaking to your employers behind the scenes. They'll make you afraid by trying to spread rumors about you. There's a million different ways to make you afraid. It doesn't even matter if the blackmail is real or not. And a lot of people are kept silent for reasons like this.
Yeah, I'm going to chime in and leave. I think that Lisa's being unfairly smeared, right? Basically, you're accusing her of being an enabler and complicit. When I've heard multiple people here now say that they kept it private, they didn't feel the need to do this, they didn't feel the need to do that. You're not her God. She made a decision, and you've all admitted that lies were told regarding this. So from the little I heard, I saw people smearing her publicly as complicit and an enabler, and then 5 minutes later, it means that they did the same shit. So I think
who are you talking about? I wasn't even.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about other people in the room who are.
Who are you talking about then? Why don't you name names?
Because I don't care for this childish bullshit. I came in to defend somebody.
Okay.
She's not trying to blackmail anybody.
He's talking about
you. Said it yourself. I didn't want to tell anybody.
Names.
I was married. And then at the same breath, you attack her for not warning you. So who the fuck are you to judge?
So
same breath, you told her you should have warned me. Then you said it's private. I had a family. I didn't want to say anything.
Actually,
so make up your mind. And I'm going to leave on that. This is right.
Yeah,
why the right wing influencer spear is full of shit.
Okay.
All fucking losers.
Go ahead and leave.
Go ahead and leave. Blow yourselves up. There's a reason why people don't fucking buy into your shit. You guys are not smart. You're not that fucking intelligent. And you're all in it for yourselves regardless. Out them. Who the fuck cares? But don't smear Lisa like she was some fucking enabler and complicit when everybody else did the same fucking thing. And that's it. I'm going to leave on that.
Okay.
Enjoy your day.
You keep saying you're going to leave.
I'm an enabler.
Are you gone?
I'm a victim. Do what you got to do. Enjoy it.
Okay. Are you gone? Because you keep saying you're going to leave. So if you've actually left, I would like to just say that this is the exact reason why women don't come forward. Your exact, like everything you just said is exactly why people don't come forward. Because what other people are referencing, which you may not know, is that Lisa went online and tried to act like she had both sides at heart. She knew both parties, she said. Only she knew what happened. She said, I know what actually happened, except she hadn't talked to everyone who had had it happen to them. She had only talked to the perpetrator. So you want to talk like you know a bunch of stuff, but in actuality, you don't. And your exact, like everything you just said is exactly why women don't come forward in this space. So thank you for explaining and giving a great example of why we don't want to talk up, because this is what happens when we do. So thank you.
I'm gonna be Mr. Unpopular here and say, like, I don't think all the points that Prodigal was making were completely like illegitimate. I think he was making some decent points, and I know there are other people in the room who do agree with me on that. But again, like, Sarah, you were coming pretty hard for Lisa. Even me, like when I was just making a point that it's okay for her to be okay with what happened to her, saying it was consensual or whatever, and then you told me to fuck off because you didn't
literally
understand.
Never said that.
You literally did say that to me. What are you talking about?
I never said fuck off.
Yes,
Actually,
you did. You're like,
You
oh,
literally said "fuck off."
yes,
Those
okay.
were
you
your
did.
So
exact
Everyone in
words.
here
here's the
heard you
thing.
Your
say that.
exact
Here's
words
the
were "fuck
thing.
off."
So here's the thing, Nuance. So there's a difference between a woman having something happen to her and trying to retroactively make it make sense. And then there's a woman who has something happen to her because she has consented to it in some way, shape, or form and saying, hey, I've consented to that. There's a huge difference in those two things. When you have a woman who wants to be a part of something, who has something happen to her and doesn't want it to mean what it could mean, she tries to make sense of it and rationalize it in a way that retroactively she says, oh, well, I guess it's fine. That's not consent.
Okay,
Are you guys seriously attacking Lisa because she's not pissed off enough for you guys? Like, this is absolutely insane and petty and juvenile and disgusting. And I actually agree with everything that he said. So
hold on.
That's all.
I'm not demonizing Lisa
Yeah, you were.
for not
I
being,
was
I'm
listening to it.
actually
I've
not.
been
I'm
here.
not
You were.
demonizing. So
And it was
if I
gross.
could speak, I'm not demonizing Lisa
You
for
haven't
anything.
stopped
I'm
speaking
saying,
and you
no, what
haven't
I'm
stopped
saying
attacking
is
her.
the only thing that I'm speaking on is her defense of Elijah in my situation. That's what I'm talking about.
But she
I
even
No, you guys were
didn't.
pressuring her to be mad about whatever happened to her, and then you were mad that she was not mad enough for you. That's
No,
demented.
actually, no, that's not what I'm saying. That's not
Yeah,
at
I
all
think
what
Well,
I'm
I
saying.
think you owe her an apology then.
Sarah, you
That's
said he
not
was
what I'm
defending.
saying at all.
You said
So
he
what
was
I'm
defending.
saying is because something happened to her and she retroactively said that it was fine in her mind doesn't mean that she should defend what happened to me,
That's not
because what
necessarily
happened to me is what happened to me, and she didn't ask at all what happened to me before she went and defended it.
I think there's a slight misunderstanding, and I think I didn't get the impression that Lisa was defending Elijah for what he did to you. She was just making her point that he did something, and she, even though like she didn't approve, like she didn't approve it to happen to her, she was relatively okay with it because to her it was like a friend thing, right? But I don't think she was saying that that should or would apply to you. At least that's the impression I got.
So what you guys, I guess it was happening behind the scenes that you guys didn't see was that there was a conversation that took place in which she was going online publicly and publicly saying, I know both parties, I know the real story, I know what actually happened in regards to what Elijah did to me, but she had never talked to me. So she's going online saying, I know both parties and I know what actually happened, but she didn't because she had never even talked to me. She was just going off of what she thought that she heard from like gossip. So that's the issue.
Sure, that can be inappropriate if she's claiming like she knows your side and never talked to you, but that's also not necessarily the same thing as a defense of Elijah for what he did to you.
Yeah, every time I've spoken to Lisa in private, like she's never defended his actions. Although she does rationalize what happened to her, and you could say that's even a ridiculous rationalization, but it is her right to rationalize what happened to her in any way that she wants.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'll say the
Or
same
it
thing.
just didn't bother her, and she has every right to not be bothered by it.
Yeah,
like, you guys are absolutely, this is worse than a leftist chat. You guys are trying to force her to be mad about something that she doesn't give a shit about. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so different women have different temperaments. For example, Sarah, you're obviously married. Like any man grabbing you in that sort of way, it's like just completely inappropriate. Lisa, it's not the same situation. She has a different temperament. Maybe she's okay with things, with people she's close friends with that you would not be okay with. And I think that's totally understandable.
I mean, that's not my business. All I'm talking about is the fact that she went online and publicly tried to defend Elijah for what he did to me, not what he did to her,
But
what he
that's
did
not a
to me.
defense. That's not a defense. What we just went over. She
What?
said she knew
No,
both parties. That's a mistake.
I
If she
think I
didn't
think
talk to
Nuance. I think she's referring to a tweet that I also think that Lisa later
it
deleted.
was
Is that
deleted.
right?
Correct. Thank you. It was deleted. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm skeptical about what Lisa had to say about the whole Emily Saves America thing. I think that was bullshit. I think she was trying to like defend her friend on this woman who he clearly slept with. I'd not, allegedly, we don't have 100% proof. But I am like this idea that like she should feel guilty for her situation if she doesn't feel guilty for it, or if she doesn't blame him for it. Like, why don't you let her just have her own opinion about it? Like, I don't understand why there's all this projection happening.
I don't think anyone has said that she can't have her own opinion about it.
Right. You seem upset about it, though. You seem very upset.
The only thing that I'm upset about is that she tried to assign that to what happened to me.
Right, but she's repeatedly said that that's not true. She's repeatedly said that she
so as
respects your situation.
So as Current Revolt brought up, there was a tweet that she had to go in and delete because it was so obscene that she had to delete it. So that's what I'm referring
I'll also
to.
say, like, my private conversations with Lisa,
right, she's apologized for that, though. Like,
I'll say my private conversations with Lisa, she's also like really like not supported what Elijah did to you, Sarah. Like, she has defended you in private conversations and said that like that shouldn't have happened to you. And I know that's different than coming out publicly and saying it, but like privately, she has really taken your side on this.
That's great. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, Sarah's saying that she went off half-cocked and posted something publicly, and she has a right to be mad about that, and that's totally fine.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I guess that's fair. It's just the idea that she should feel guilty about her own situation. Like, that's literally only she's the one that can decide that, basically.
So the same things happened, the same actions. Elijah did the same thing to both Sarah and Lisa. And Sarah, you want her to pretty much say that what happened to you happened to her as well? Am I making sense?
No, that's not. I don't think Sarah's saying that at all.
No, I'm not.
I feel like we've like asked this question like 15 times in a row, and she's clarified.
Thank you.
I kind of want to switch subject a little bit and like talk about like how this happened locally here in Texas in like a border town where like there was a guy who was in a position of power.
Myra Flores is guy.
Yeah, Myra Flores is. I think he was like political director or chief of staff or whatever he was.
Manager.
Yeah, something like that. And he was also in a situation where he had a position of power and he was using that to sort of bully and pressure two young girls into inappropriate behavior. And this guy had a girlfriend at the time, and they were also pressured not only by people around them, but also like the GOP chair down there to like not come forward with this and like leave it alone. And like everybody around him knew that he had a tendency to behave like this around women. So like this isn't something that's limited to like leftist spaces or just corporate world. This definitely happens in like Republican and conservative spaces, and there are so many people that consistently try to keep these incidents from becoming public or from women actually even just taking action on this behavior. And the thing is, like, you can take action on this behavior. It doesn't have to become like the big fucking news. Like, you could just say like kick this guy out of his job and just be done with it. But they don't even want that. They want these women to shut up and just like take their positions or get like a little mini promotion and just go about their day. Brick, go ahead. You don't have to raise your hand.
But yeah, I just want to say, I mean, look, I don't know the backstory to any of this. Obviously, some things have happened that have impacted some people, and I can sense that. But I don't think that we should be shocked that this occurs in our space. This is a product of the human condition. This occurs in churches. This occurs in religion. This occurs pretty much anywhere you're going to get people together. That doesn't make it right, but I don't think we should be surprised about it. That being said, it's kind of eye-opening for me. I was listening to some people saying about how people will do things to discredit you. Making me feel like I want to go full Mike Pence and not be alone ever with any women at any of these conferences or anything like that. Might have to order a body cam before Amfest this weekend, but not really make light of it. I just want to make sense. I just wanted to really say that it shouldn't come as a surprise that it's in our space. because I think, frankly, it's in every space to some extent. Um, and I'm not trying to downplay anything that occurred, but I think we shouldn't be as surprised that it happened. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, yeah, I guess in a very general sense, I agree. But listen, man, it just seems like more than any other kind of section of the world, it's just like Republican politics has the most skeletons in the closet and the least amount of people speaking up about it. It seems like, and that's just something I've observed. You know, you can like go in the news, Catholic Church, pedophilia. That's always a thing. Southern Baptist Church and their problems. That's always a thing. Everyone knows the Democrats are like doing coke and like, you know, polyamorous and stuff. But Republicans seem to get away with this because there's like all these rings of blackmail. There's all these rings of people afraid to speak up because they don't want to get blamed or something, and it's just degenerate. You know, if we're gonna be
Well,
the
that's
part, if we're
yeah,
gonna be the
that's a
party
fair
that if we're gonna
assessment.
be
I'd
the
agree with
party
that.
that represents Christian America, like this is just pathetic. It's completely
Yeah,
pathetic.
Luca, I think you're totally on point. It's like the left is completely deranged. They publicly brag about having orgies and being polyamorous and having multiple sexual partners. And then on our side, we act like we're so moral and we should preach morality. I think that's important. Please do that. But you're not allowed to act like you are the arbiter of what's good and what's not if behind doors you're acting extremely degenerate. If you're not open about what you're doing and then you're lecturing everybody else, it comes across really hypocritical and it makes us look like we don't have morals.
This is also just why we don't win. Everybody wants to be politically conservative and live a liberal lifestyle. Like, nobody wants to actually live a life of sacrifice and moderation. And until you forward people that are the full package, you're just going to get these like terrible situations that are constantly reoccurring. Like, forward people that are actually live their lives conservatively.
As the resident Muslim, I'm permitted to have a harem and up to 4 wives.
I'm going to just say this and then I'm going to jump out because I got stuff to do. I think that the primary issue here is that I don't think that just because you're necessarily on the right wing of politics, you're any better than the people that you abhor on the left. And I think that's true of everybody. Like, obviously, you know, it's not like this is a revelation. Like, people are not perfect. People screw up all the time. I think part of the problem in our space is that people act like they're perfect. And I realized this when people found out I was an atheist, that I wasn't allowed in the conservative club anymore because I didn't believe all the things that I should believe. And so therefore it was like, oh, I'll just find out somewhere else where I fit in. I think that some of the degeneracy that goes on really needs to be addressed. And I think that, especially with what we've been talking, well, with what a lot of you guys have been talking about tonight pertaining to women going through things, I think that it's sad because we're in a situation where a lot of women can't come forward because on the right, you do get attacked. You get treated like you basically get lambasted. Like I said, you get ostracized. It sucks. It's really shitty. And then people don't believe you. They assume you're doing it for clout or whatever. And it's sad because I think women have brought themselves to that point in some ways, and in others, I think that there's just this perspective from a lot of people, both men and women, on our side, who think that women are doing it to get ahead or whatever the case is. So all I'm going to say here is that there are a lot of really good people too in our space, and those people are 100% worth following and they're worth listening to because they really believe what they have to say. They live good lives. They're good people. They're kind people. But there's also a lot of shitty people that I think we all should, start eliminating from the pool because I don't think that they're good faith actors and I think they lead people astray ultimately. That's all I have to say here. This has been a pleasure, everybody. But I have things to do, like sleeping. So
yeah, well, thank you for coming on. But what Sydney said is very important. Everyone wants to say that they're not like the swamp, and then they are. Like, you are not going to have friends if you're in the swamp. Like, there's going to be sacrifices that you have to deal with, and you're just going to have to deal with them. Like, nobody wants to be ostracized because they don't go to like all the parties that everybody goes to, or because they're not friends with a certain person anymore. And it's like, well, that's what you're gonna have to do if you actually want things to change. Like, it literally does start with you. So I'm just sick of so many people coming to me complaining, and it's like, well, then why do you hang out with these people? It makes me want to like hit my head up against the wall. But it is tough. I get that it's tough, but still, you can't just talk about it. You have to actually do it. All right. I'm probably gonna close down the space.
What? You can't do that.
Or do you not want me to? I don't know.
No, you keep.
Well, then speak.
The show goes on.
Let's talk about.
Not fucking leaving.
Let's talk about Yoel's dissertation being canceled.
No.
Boo.
All right, so I'm gonna this isn't gonna be about predation anymore. I think it's time to change the subject. So I guess we'll talk about Yoel or whatever. So I just want to warn everyone, we're switching into like funny mode. We're gonna like be funny. So
Yeah, it's always good when you say be funny.
Well, I don't want anyone to get offended.
Ben, go ahead.
Yeah, so pretty interesting to see what's been going on with the conversation around Yoel. Since we saw when Musk first got the thing, it seemed like he and Yoel were, pretty close, at least publicly, and then things turned on a dime. Maybe there was just the sort of exit negotiations. That's my suspicion, that Yoel